Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome again. Another edition of the closing argument. Today is Wednesday, February 28th. This is a leap year, Peabody, right? Leap year.
Okay, so that's why they say that it's a leap
Yeah.
year.
So,
That's what
so
people are
tomorrow,
saying.
tomorrow will be the 29th. Yeah. So, well, Peabody, man, welcome. I mean, we're having some today's day that we're having some issues with being on the phone, working the lines. A lot of things happening. So we're just being a little bit late because of that. But well, we will get there. Um, but by the way, what's happening on your end? Tell us, man. What you hearing? What's happening on your end?
Man, it's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on. We've been hearing about what's happening my end. My folks from Accra, Ghana, from the Buduburam refugee camp, have reached out to me to let me know that they have been. They said that they had a trailer going to their home last night and just broke everybody home on that camp. Almost every home is being. There were some folks, some group that we were working with. I will actually do there next month to do some project with to help them up in doing some different project. And they had reached out to me and told me that their home, everything was broken down, and a lot of them have become refugee again. They got nowhere to go, and they are stranded in Ghana. But to to be fair here, I understand that they have given them time to leave that camp, and folks just stay there. And now it has become so bad that but the manner in which it was done was totally inhumane. These people were in the home, and people just went there with the trailer and just started to break down their home and all of that. And it's something that uh, 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 this is something the Liberian government will need to do. They will need to intervene, try to get these people back. I think this time they need to go home because apparently when they're done, I don't think any home will be left there. I understand that people want to develop the place. The United Nations have given them help in the past to go back home, and they didn't go back home. They went home and came right back on the same camp. And today they have totally broken down everything. I mean, there was a video that was somebody sent me. You see it. It's less than 1 minute. I hope we can show that. And like it's less than 1 minute video. I hope we can show that. Send it to uh, 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 Henry Julia so he can play that for us. Just less than 1 minute video that somebody sent me because I had actually planned a trip to Ghana, but hopefully I may not be going there because of what happened. But it's really sad. It's really sad ultimately to see how they went in there that morning and just broke everything down. Everything that went in and broke it down. Really sad. So uh, uh, it's sad. Henry, I'm gonna send you a video so you can just play that for 1 minute. It's like 1 minute video. I'm gonna send that to
Yeah,
you.
but buddy, it's 34 years. 34 years, man. And tell me, man, I understand, but people been out of that. They been people went to that refugee camp. They had a resettlement program.
Yeah,
Everything was done, but then people decided to just live there just for permanently forever.
yeah, it's
I mean,
sad
and they
though.
gave them plans to leave to get repatriated. Some people refused. I heard.
Yeah,
Now they are still
yeah,
there.
yeah. You know, it's sad. Then tell the yes. I understand they have warned them to go home before. They have told them a long time. Some people, the Ghanaian government have allowed them to get disseminated. I mean, in the area, to just become Ghanaian citizen and all of that to go back. But then they went. New group of Liberian kept coming, and the land owned by the people. The owner wanted the land, they want to develop it, want to build roads and things like that, and they were not doing it. So as difficult it might be at this time to see their home being torn down and things like that. I really hope they would have given them a week or maybe 1 month to leave. Because they got nowhere to go. I know the Ghanaian people want the land, but it's also difficult for them because they got nowhere to go. So the Liberian government, the national Liberia repatriation. They got a group, right? Liberia repatriation refugee committee will have to intervene now because it's a tough thing for the Liberian people. It's very tough because
Is the
those folks, you know,
is the video ready?
it's tough.
The video
Huh?
ready? The video you talk about ready?
I'm sending it to O'Neill right now. O'Neill could play it. Henry, you in that chat room. So go there and see whether you can get that video from there, Henry. Uh, 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 uh. Just show a little bit of it for at least it's less than 1 minute. So just show it and then we be done. Henry, if you got that, let me know. You got it? Also, you do? Yeah, he shake. You do? If you can just play it for 1 minute and then but so folks who are watching, if you have relatives in Ghana, you better reach out to them and give them help. Let them move to the nearby area, Kaswa. You can rent them a room for maybe a month to go back home to Liberia. But I mean, I think this time the Ghanaians are very serious about it. That folks leave that camp. I went to Ghana last. I think it was in October, and we have helped a lady who was taking care of young Liberian orphans there, and we helped her build a little center all of that. Were able to give us some money for that. And the first question that came to mind: if we build this place, what are you going to do with it? I mean, she said, "Oh no, this place is permanent. It's permanent. They're not going to remove us from here. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine." Then we move up to another place, the church. There's one church there, and we committed to helping the church. We this month, next month, we're planning to go help them change the entire roof on the church building. We're going to go to Ghana and then we're going to help them do the work and change their roof. But why invest all that money? So technically, that money will have to go to humanitarian effort right now because it doesn't seem like it's the land is stable. It doesn't seem that they're going to be there any longer. And we just got to pray for. I'm calling on the government. The government is watching. Henry, when you're ready, just let us know and we'll play that tape because we got to go into the show. But I just wanted to give this attention. They've been calling me the closing acumen. They're calling the guy from closing acumen. So I just wanted to put in some attention. Kennedy Corey, who's there? He said these people are not refugee anymore. The refugee program was closed. The Ghanaian government warned them to go back to Liberia. That's true. Kennedy and I was on that same Peabody refugee camp. We were there, and other had the opportunity to leave. Play that. Yeah, let's listen to that. There ain't no sound. Henry, you got sound?
I see so.
That's it?
Yes.
I see so.
The video is very short.
Yeah, it's a very short video. We got other video, but maybe we'll show it another time. But I just wanted to share that, so calling on the government, Liberia repatriation refugee community to at least do something. We don't have an ambassador in Ghana for now. The foreign minister was just in Ghana as well. I hope they can draw some attention to them to get those people out of the situation. But it's very bad. They are sleeping all in the street. I understand there's a refugee school where they have over 800 to 900 Liberians sleeping at the moment. Kids, the children, and all their homework totally damaged. So I'm calling on the government to get involved, and anybody watching this can get involved and bring some relief to our people. It's time that you guys send a bus or send something to bring them home. It's time for you to go home. If you're in Ghana, you're listening, folks, it's time for you to make plans. There's nowhere like home. It's time for you to make plans. That's all. All right, Tomalin, take over.
Yes. Again, that's also add my voice to that refugee situation. 34 years and counting. This guy, we still have refugees in Liberia. I don't know they call them refugees now, but our Liberian fellow compatriots are still in Ghana. I think it's about time that they try to find a way to get home. We have a Liberian repatriation resettlement commission, LRRC, and I pray and hope that they can work out something. The Liberian community in Ghana can work out something with the LRRC. I'm sure the embassy have a charge affairs there. Someone is in charge, I'm sure. I don't know, but I hope they had the vice president was there, was in Ghana recently. I hope they would have engaged him. But again, we don't know what's happening. But we pray for them. We pray that they have a amicable and resolution to what's going on. But do welcome, man. And guys, today we have a lot of things to talk about. We have the president. We returned to the country after since inauguration day. He left the country on the same day President Boga was inaugurated, and on January 22nd, he returned to the country yesterday, and there were some issues about the issue of the VIP lounge usage and so forth. There have been a lot of mixed reactions to it, and then we also have the resignation of this chairman of the former ruling CDC, Mr. Honorable Moba Molu Jr. yesterday. And then we also have the issues about the tenured officials are still lingering around. Today, the Supreme Court, they went to the Supreme Court, but the government failed to show up. The Justice in Chamber has cited them to appear today. The Justice Minister and it's all sides, those who were nominated by President Boaka, and those who are already still in the tenure position, decided to appear at the Supreme Court today. And they went there, but the Liberian government side did not show up. So I heard from what I'm gathering, it said that the Justice Minister is yet to be confirmed and commissioned. Hopefully, it'll be rescheduled, but the tenure officials issues still need to be resolved. And then civil servants, I heard that today at the Ministry of Finance, more than 100 consultants and other employees were asked to leave their jobs. I think they were taken from their jobs. They received a letter from the HR, and they are out of job today. And they are planning a massive protest, a massive strike, or what I call it, protest on Monday, apparently. And then also the issue about the War Economic Crimes Court. I'm informed that I hope to confirm it, we'll get it confirmed, but from what I'm gathering, it's taking shape, it's serious. And people from the U.S. State Department apparently on the way to Liberia to meet with Supreme Court people and also our people to discuss it in details, whatever the case. So apparently, and that's something that the establishment of the War Economic Crimes Court, I will support the president for that if he really pursue it. In full support of it. The culture of impunity must make sure that we eradicate it and put it to a halt. There must be a closure somewhere or the other. People cannot just have a civil war and people lost their lives. They are victims of people who bear the great responsibility for committing heinous crimes against humanity. Cannot be allowed to just walk with impunity. There must be some closure to that, to this civil crisis. A lot of stuff, guys, and then the protests about the April 6th protests that the guys from the CDC are planning. I hear it's gaining momentum and other stuff going on. But guys, welcome and good to be back on the closing argument. We have Mr. Estrada Duke JJ, independent free thinker. He supported the ANC, the CPP, the last election, but today he's considered an independent free thinker who speaks his mind fearlessly. And we also have one of the veterans of the neo-progressive movement, former assistant minister Sylvester K. Peabody of Liberia, brightest of political activists and so forth. We're here tonight. So hopefully we'll be having, and then hopefully we'll have a good discussion tonight with the other guys join us. We expect some people from the CDC to join us tonight too. Hopefully, I will in touch with them. Hopefully, and so we look forward to having a good conversation tonight. So, but guys, let's give our opening comments and then we can get it going.
Yeah, Tom, it's great to be back here. Absolutely, always welcome the opportunity to discuss national issues. As passionate as I am, I think that collectively, when we render our voices and bring some sort of light to the darkness in our political, environment, it helps to better educate people and actually right some of the wrongs. I was paying attention to Dr. Peabody's comment about the whole situation in Ghana. I think it's empathy extended all around, but come on, man, these people should have been done with that place a long time ago. And we can. I mean, it's sad to see what's happening, but I think it's time for us to just move on. And I believe the Ghanaian government gave them opportunities to be able to settle in and get some sort of status as well. So, but empathy to them, hopefully they're able to resolve that issue. But I'm looking forward to discussion today. Hopefully we can touch on some topics and be able to lend our voices to the discussion. Discussion today. Hopefully we can touch on some topics. Or feedback.
Yeah, guys. Please put the lady up, man. Please put the lady up. One little guy put her up. We want to go down. Pee-wee.
Yes, thank you, Georgie, and let me say a wonderful. Thank you. Let me say a wonderful good afternoon or good evening to our very resident listeners. I think, the process currently unfolding in the country, the state of the affairs of the country. Sometimes we come to try to crisscross the politics and looking more deeper into what is unfolding in the country. But I would think that what you say about the resignation of the former chairman of the CDC, Mr. Modu, I would hope that as per his message to the standard bearer, I would hope due cognizance be taken and considerations so as to ensure that the party is not affected by his departure. And he was very passionate in the letter and duty and the rest of that. So we will be following closely. I sympathize with the CDC, the past election. I'm now a member of the institution. I do passionately follow the institution and love the grassroots orientation base of the party. So I'm very concerned about the unfolding development. We hope that this process will go and rapidly be handled, and we can forge ahead with the process, the governance process of the Republic of Liberia. I'm saying key as quickly the process about the establishment of the War and Economic Grand Court. Some of us would not, I will not be historical about this process, but I do know, I understand the powerful aspect of it, and there are detailed process that will unfold in hindering this kind of a thing, both from the diplomatic line and the internal process, if you will. So this is going to be a process that we call for, but we need to put into place some very logistical steps before these things can be done. It's not just done because we want it done. There will have to be a lot of heavy lifting and diplomatic engagement in the process. I know this. I've been in the diplomatic cycle. I understand governance. I understand the Liberian politics. So as we all move to see it unfold, we hope that with this necessary steps unfolding, we will protect the process and move on. But I look forward to a very wonderful show this evening.
Yeah, great. Welcome. Good to see you too, Lofa. Good to see you. So you can just give your opening and introduction, and we can move to Lofa. We can get it going.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here. And happy Wednesday to everyone. Happy home, how do you call it? Home day. Yeah, happy home day. The repatriation, the removal of the refugees from the Ghana refugee camp is dear to my heart. I wish that Peabody was here so I could ask him some questions. Um, our people were never repatriated from Ghana, the proper way, being that the governments that were being in power have not really paid attention to that. And most of those people that were on Ghana refugee camp in Ghana have, invested a whole big deal into that country. Some of them build houses on that camp. Some people build schools there. So I was wondering, since they told the people to leave that area, what did they do to actually compensate them on some of the structures that they put down there? They made that place into a whole city. So how did they just remove the people from there? I would like to know more detailed information the government, the government that always in power, I mean, people, the government that comes and goes, they all feel Liberian people, especially the people that went to different countries, even the people within Liberia, and also the people that settled in different countries because of the war. And it's so sad that none of the governments were able to really repatriate the people in a proper way to be able to for them to go and be able to get back into the Liberian society where everybody, some of people losing their properties, people stole it from them, people got from the interior come and take people property. So all those things, and that's the reason why we still just so devastated and very, very I would say we are very, very disappointed in the way the Liberian people voted this last elections. But it's nice to be here. We hope to have a great conversation.
Yes. Peabody, Grace want to ask you a question. You're asking he back now.
Yes, yes.
You heard me, Peabody? Or you
No,
didn't
I
hear?
was out. I was out.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, I don't know if you had any very detailed information on how the people were evacuated from that a refugee camp, because a lot of people are invested heavily into that refugee camp, that particular land, like rent build houses there, some of them built businesses, schools were running there, shops, stores and things that like when people built from nothing. That refugee camp was a bush. When Liberians got there, they made that place into a city. That even people started to travel beyond that area and go farther down. Like Ghanaians were not even going in that area, and Liberians brought light to that place. So if they remove the people from there, I don't know whether they were compensated with anything for all the development they brought to that land. So I was just asking that question.
They were not they were not compensated because I was there. No, I actually was on that camp 1990. I
I
was
was
I
I was
was
there to everybody.
I was on
I,
that camp, and
mm,
last year I went there and started a partnership with some people there. There's a lady who started an orphanage. We built that orphanage. My organization built that center for her, and then we were helping with the Refuge Baptist Church. We were next month. We're in the process of taking a team there to go and change the entire roof of the church because it had been leaking, and so they had a refugee school that we are planning to help. I had a team going with me, so we are still planning to see even what's going now to Ghana next month to help them. But most of those people built very good homes. They were there, and they made it at home. I mean, the UN gave them $300 to go back at one point, and some of them just stayed. Some of them didn't want to go back because of the experience in the Liberian Civil War. They refused to go back. They refused to go to Liberia. They just decided to make that place their home, and they had just been there. Some people have been there for 33 years. Some people have been there for almost 35 years. I met some kids who were even born on that camp, and their parents are deceased, and they're just there. They grew up young children, 14, 15, 16 years old. And unfortunately, previous government have failed those people. They came to power, they never devoted any time, they never went there to visit those people in the camp. The MSA there probably dysfunctional a little bit because there's no ambassador there at this time and nothing much going on there. And they can't really respond to crisis when it comes to Liberia. And unfortunately, they have become refugee again. That's why I hope the L Triple RC will come to their aid and just evacuate them and bring them home because they suffer too much. They have gone through a lot. Just find a place you can put them in Morovia, and even minimum a $200, $300 resettlement package for them to start off will be good. But they have suffered their entire life since the Civil War. A lot of people in that camp have suffered, and it's just very, very sad. I wanted to just, I know we're getting into the politics, but these are Liberians. I want us to give them the attention. Henry, I just sent another video. I just want to show another 1 second or 2 minute video. I put in that chat room, Henry, so you can show it. These people were there. Some of them were doing businesses. Some of them were going to school. Some of them were doing different things. And to see how they just pull up one night and destroy. Up to 1 a.m. this morning, I was talking to a lady, and she said they are here. I'm in my part of the place, but I don't know. They're still going around. So probably by tonight they will remove our building and things like that. So right now I'm still thinking on for our trip to turn it into a humanitarian trip.
Yeah,
To
that
go and help with food. Yeah. So
That Peabody cannot just throw something in quickly on that on what you just discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was part of this process again. Sometimes when we having this kind of a discussion, it's good to really get the facts around all of these things before we come out to say some things. I think you said some things very relevant to this topic. But yeah, there was a time the Liberian government, the past government, engaged the Ghanaian government because the entire thing about the Bujumbura camp is not as per the process is like only with the government of Ghana. No. Yes, the process. There was a particular issue between the UNHCR and that the government of Ghana. After the civil crisis, there is a provision, there's an element of provision on the protocol of the UNHCR. They were deemed refugees at the time. The particular land given, it was negotiated between UNHCR and the government of Ghana. 2020 or 2019, I was part of the dedication that arranged with the government of Ghana versus the government of Liberia to even expect that the processing of passports, because the UNHCR were getting, obviously, most of those people have been, they went through the reintegration phase to be repatriated because UNHCR brought IMO in the picture, right, to have the negotiation. The Liberian government moved in, prepared passport for most of them. Now, it was between the case of them accepting to get reintegrated in Ghana or be repatriated back to Liberia. There were certain folks that the government of Liberia helped process the passport. We moved people on the camp to have passport process because most of them didn't have travel document for UN to initiate the repatriation process. That process went on. So there be a time. I mean, it's a very, very, very long. It's a story that is started and the government engaged on a bilateral level, and from the multilateral aspect, the UNHCR also engaged this process. Dr. Peabody. So it was the time they've been extending the time. The government of the even intervened at the time. The government of President we are intervened when Bezon Garfine was still Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic. There was some intervention to extend the time. UNHCR came and said, no, time is running out. The reintegration, the repatriation process is already in full swing. They invited IMO to this process. Now, in keeping with those lands, the government of Liberia raised the issue. The government of Ghana insisted that the land given was not given to them on the basis of them owning those lands. To own the land, you have to reintegrate into the Ghanaian society. Some of them decided to. By that, you have to go through the process of reintegrating in that country. So it's a very, very complex situation, Dr. Peabody. Yeah, we all, myself, when I went to the camp and saw how they constructed the camp, the engagement of the process, but yeah, UN have given all of this process, and some of them even describe some of their refugee status. Now you have to move and go through the reintegration process. So yeah, the government did engage, and the government even prepared travel documents for most of them. I was part of a process that went to Accra, Ghana, went to Bujumbura, and the rest of that. So the government of Liberia actually engaged. President Weah government did engage the process, and we also got involved bilaterally with the Ghanaian government in having some.
I think, look, even the Ellen Johnson administration, I believe, at some point in time had this discussion. I wasn't fortunate to be part of any government negotiation, but if you have relatives, you have people who lived on that camp, you would definitely understand exactly what's happening. As sad as it sounds, this has been a long-standing issue. I remember a couple of years ago when this was not the first time they took, bulldozers out there to break down the camp.
Mm-hmm.
It happened a couple of years ago, and that's how a lot of those people intervened to be able to restrict that. There were access given. Okay. How can I say this without coming off as insensitive?
Yes, that's it. It's a difficult thing.
But I want to be truthful, and I think that I think we've moved the past where we would need to just stop sugarcoating things and just be brutally honest with one another. Liberians, we have to move from this empathy stage and focus on doing what is right. I think part of the reason is that there's just too much entitlement, there's too much excuses, just this refusal to want to take the extra push. That camp has been at the center of all the controversy and conversation. Okay, I know people who family members send them money to go back to Liberia have been sponsoring them there. When sat down in Liberia and then went back on the camp again, right? There are instances. Now, it doesn't take away the sorrow or the empathy that we should have in our hearts. But the truth of this in all of this, that we need to move beyond that phase. This is Ghana is the land. I believe that arrangement with the UNHCR and the Ghanaian government is actually expired, and it is the right to do what they want with the country. You have your country Liberia, right? I mean, so let's go ahead and figure what's if you want to stay in Ghana, there's opportunity for you to stay in Ghana is there for you. So I mean, I think we should just, people should just move past that and find something else, man.
Well, do I understand what repatriation and reintegration has pros and cons? You see, when you want to repatriate people and take them to be reintegrated into a society, the kind of society people, we are individuals, we all got blood running through our veins. Some people are afraid. Look at the safety and security situation in Liberia. Why would you want to be repatriated to a country that we are being president of, that people were killing people and people were dying? President Totman's son was killed in his house.
So they had an option to live in Ghana.
They got 5 million people living
I understand that, but it's multiple options. Let me talk now. I understand what you see, my brother, but it's a difficulty. When you're not in a situation, sometimes you will really not realize how it is for you to live in a country like Ghana and you getting water running. You can take a taxi cab. People not ready down your throat or anything. Or you got lights, at least safety and security a little bit, and you come to be repatriated into a country that just getting started. They've been getting started since the war started, but they still can get started because of the corrupt nation of the notion of all the governments that be in power. So the people kind of they've been taking it back. Some of them went to Liberia and they just saw the place and said, "What the heck? Am I going to live here?" The city, the Monrovia or Monserrate is packed. Everybody left from where they were living, everybody into Monserrate. Some of those people's houses were stolen, their lands were taken away from them, the justice system is rigged. So how can you live such a life? So it's hard. There are pros and cons. We understand what you're saying, Liberians need to wake up and say, you know what, I need to do this and that, in that case. But also you have to understand when people are used to a certain way of life and they're going to be reintegrated into a society where people can die and the president sit down in his parlor and tell the people, say the woman and the man were having sex in the car, so nothing should, so those kind of things. And we just being honest here, we have to look at,
So I quickly understand this concern, right? I get what you're saying, but let's be honest here. Going back to Liberia was not the only option given to those people, right? They had lived in Ghana long. They had the opportunity to adjust the status in Ghana. They had the opportunity to move someplace part and, function like every regular citizen. So going back to Liberia was not the only option. So that cannot be the excuse. Even if you felt that Liberia was not safe, the Ghanaian government was not saying, oh, you need to go back to your country. You don't need to be here. They were saying this particular land, the negotiation has over. The war in Liberia is over. You're no longer considered a refugee based upon the discussion that we've had with the UNHCR. You need to actually adapt to being a regular citizen in Ghana, find a place and live. That's what I'm saying. So,
my question to you, brother, they just gave them the opportunity to be able to buy the property that they already built in that area. They never were given the opportunity because most of the people, the property and thing they built that I just want to buy it and stay there. But
the option is before they give you the opportunity, you need to accept to reintegrate in the Ghanaian society. That's the option they gave.
We gotta go.
Accept to reintegrate in the Ghana society, and then you be given the right.
Secondly, it's easier to say.
Secondly,
to say integrate Ghana society. If you live in Ghana and know what Ghana is like,
UNHCR international community went back. UNHCR the international community went back to Liberia. They did an assessment in the country. And they saw the assessment also in Ghana. They knew Liberia was peaceful for people to move back. It was not Liberia is not a hostile ground. It's not a hostile ground.
What plan did the Liberian government put in place? So, I don't want us to get into politics. What plan did the Liberian government put in place for these people to go home after they were told to leave?
Liberian government moved first.
Peabody. I'm sorry. I know family is okay, but it appears that
to even get a paper or to even get something to do in Ghana. But these people had lived on the camp. They saw it as a home. They built it and decided to be there. because they couldn't go home. The government had no plan for them to go back home.
Tomalin.
They're living on a difficult situation. They can't go back to Liberia. It's very difficult to live in Ghana, but they prefer to just live on that camp and to live a life.
Anyway,
It's true that the Ghanaian,
I'm okay with it. I'm done.
it's true that the Ghanaian want the land. It's true that it's supposed to move,
Okay.
but what can they do? That's when the government should have come in, send people to prep these people, to prepare them to leave to go to Liberia. Nothing they did. No government went that far to help them. Go ahead, Duke, and then we'll show the video and go back into our show.
No, Lofa wanted to talk.
Lofa, sorry about that. Sorry, Lofa.
Guys, we have a studio guest here today. Tomalin, I know you're running things, and we have this guy been in the back for the past, I don't know, I think we were supposed to have him the first 30 minutes of the show, and he been in the
But
back.
he can hold us small. We're discussing something.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but at least
You're not
studio guest. Just somebody wanted to.
We're talking about
he wanted to come and say something.
I mean, I understand, but I mean, it's just to kind of acknowledge him.
I just want to play this video for 2 minutes, and then we'll pray. We'll keep our brother in Ghana on a prayer, but let us not be too sensitive to the situation, guys. Let us not be too. It's easy to say that, the Ghana government, Liberia, repatriate them, but it's not. Somebody play that video for us?
Trailer they using to enter the house. The houses you see. Trailer the people you see. To break the people houses down. Oh God. Doesn't the put to go out to the house and make. I want to clean your home. Oh yes, they breaking the camera and that's small thing.
All right, guys. I think that's it. Terminate. I'll send it back. I want to bring the guy on now. We can bring it.
Okay, and you'll bring Andrew Masakwe. This is a guy who's been calling us. We'll get him. Andrew will give you at least next 10 minutes to just share your story, and then we can take it from there. Okay, it's all yours.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And I say good evening to all the panelists. It's been grateful to be here. Though I come
we can't hear him though.
Andrew, if you're listening to your phone, turn your phone off or whatever else you're listening to in studio. Just listen to the headset and speak in the mic. Keep talking.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Just forget about listening to what you're listening to. Speak in the mic and listen to the headset.
Okay. I got here this evening, though I struggle to get here, but I did my best to get here because of what I'm going through in life. I'm Andrew Masakwe, an engineer by profession who graduated from the Legon College doing refugees life in Bujumbura, and I came back home to see how best I can start my life. Whatever that was given to me as a package, I came and opened a workshop on my own. And then one morning while trying to find my way at the workshop at Battlefield Junction, a moving car came and ran into the crowd. 3 persons that towards the morning died on the spot. Later then I got to know that my legs got broken from that accident. I was taken to JFK. A week later, I was told by the doctor that I need to do a surgery. And then I called my mom. At the time she was alive. We generated the money, $800 United States dollars. That money was paid at JFK. I underwent the surgery. But then, before undergoing the surgery, it was dramatic. It was just God who got me today. I'm sitting here speaking. I was taken that Friday morning in the theater by the doctor, and they tried putting me to sleep with whatever drugs In about an hour, I couldn't sleep. And then later on, I was informed I would be given an anesthesia injection, which they did give it to me. And then after a few minutes, I took the needle and juki my thigh. Said, "Can you feel anything?" I said, "No." So now I'm ready to carry on the work. My thigh bone was opened up, first degree. I was lying down, looking at it in the mirror, saw my bone. To some point, they went extra cutting my limb. As I'm speaking, sitting here, I'm happy. And then the worst of all, I was told to bring 3 pounds of blood before the surgery. My daughter came overnight about 11:30. That blood was donated and was kept for my surgery. When I was opened up, the regulator began to alarm. They said my blood went low, almost to a point of some danger. So the doctor sent to the blood bank for my blood. My blood could not be found. And I was lying down there, slowly going. A lady from upstairs in the scene theater, which I will not mention her name for job safety, came running down. They said, "Doc, something just spoke to me that something junior is going on." He said, "Yeah, this man has run out of blood, but we sent for his blood at the blood bank. We cannot get the blood." And I heard, if anything happened to this man, would not be swept under the cover. You must bring, why would someone donate blood and you come to perform such a life-saving job and you talking this? And they were all turning around there, and I was slowly going. So she said she had no alternative. She ran outside to the maternity ward, brought in her blood. I don't know whether it was tested or not, and that blood was infused in me to save my life. Today, I'm suffocating. According to medical tests I have run out to some institution, they say I need to do blood body reflush from the blood. I'm not a medical person. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't sleep since this blood was infused in me. My body get warm, the fire. Sometimes I take about 3-4 times a night. Apart from the iron right now that's shooting from my legs on the seat I'm sitting in. And you saw me. The iron broke in me after just 2 months of the surgery, which the doctor told me by 6 months, I was going to be walking living crutches. But 2 months, that iron broke in me. I went back to the hospital. I abided all the rules that the doctor gave me. I went back. He said, "Doc, the iron broke in me. I felt some sound." And I did an X-ray. It was proving that the iron got broken. These are dozens of papers that I got from the X-ray. After I went back, I kept on turning around, pushing me left and right. We will remove the iron. We are doing repair on the building. And then I went to one Miss Kennelly at the administrator, and I explained the situation because I couldn't bear the pain. She said, "Well, there's a team that came from the States. I'm going to make sure, even though they're doing repair work, but they're still doing some surgery, minor surgery there. So I will talk to her, and the team will take out the iron from in you. We'll come back in 3 days." And she make me to pay a amount of $150 US. No receipt given. I came back in the 3rd day, only to be told by Miss Kennedy, "Oh, my brother, I forgot the team just left for the US." As I speak today, that money was never refunded. I got witnesses, in-house witnesses. Someone that even encouraged me to go to court. But what can I do in Liberia? So a lot was done to me. I can't explain all because of time factors. All I'm appealing to you, the panelists, I've gone and did a lot of tests. I've been threatened by cancer right now. I need to do blood reflux from my body, and I need to get a broken iron from in my legs to get me back so that I can go back to my workshop. I'm a mechanic by profession, first degree. Fellow panelists, kindly help me. I'm not a beggar. I don't even want to be a becky one. I can work and support my 2 daughters. My daughters drop out of college. I can't afford right now. I mean, I'm tired. I want you to.
It's
So
okay,
kindly
sir.
help me. Kindly help me to remove this iron from my legs so that I can lose my leg. The medical institution is charging me $1,800 to get this iron off and give me cancer treatment and body flush.
Okay.
I always call him.
Brother,
I need help.
Brother Masakwa, first of all, let me say I'm so sorry for your situation, and I praise God that at least you are still alive, and for what you have endured. It's tough, it's hard, and at least we're able to bring you to this platform to inform the nation. And the good thing is that this program is live on the radio on 2 radio stations, Hot FM and True FM, and being carried live in several local radio stations across the country. And wherever we can do, we will. People are going to talk. We'll way into it, but I'll give it to the Peabody. We'll take it from there, and then we'll decide what we can do later on to see how we can be a help to your situation. But Peabody,
I love that, my brother. I am so sorry, brother Massaquoi, and I can't even articulate what you're going through. The pain, the surgery, they hurt you, and I just can't even articulate, Father, what you are going through. And
somebody already
it just it,
Yeah,
it
there are
just
people
broke my.
who are, Dr. Peabody, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there are a couple people who are donating. They're making donations. So if we can make available
yeah,
the
Peabody,
cash,
post the TCA.
Cash up.
right,
Yeah,
just put the TCA cash up. And once you make a donation, please be specific. State
right.
for Brother Andrews. Okay.
Yeah,
You can just say where it says for. If it's Cash App, just say Brother Andrews. So that way we can have it separated from previous contribution that have been
right.
made for
Yeah,
the
just
podcast.
once you make it, just put in the chat room. I don't know how much you need, but we if anybody want to help, they
Oh
can
yeah,
help.
I've been
You know,
looking already. The guy, I've been looking just $100. I've been looking.
He said
okay.
he would donate, but when they donate, is Dr. Peabody can just announce their names
Yeah,
too.
I would just put it in the chat. Just donated the TCA, and then I will announce it.
Other
I'm
people,
gonna-
you are saying something, Jonathan, this is important. You're asking how much if the surgery, yes.
yeah, how
what's
much
the
you
amount?
need to
Yes.
do the surgery? How much you need?
Well, I was told I need 1,800 to do the surgery.
1,800.
1,800.
Small.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's something we definitely.
We can raise that here. I think so.
Esther Clark Frederick just says she's willing to help. She had been looking to get in contact. Esther Clark, I will get his contact to you, hopefully right after the show. Or I'm going to share. And I have it. I'm going to share with Dr. Peabody as well. But I think the most important part here, and Dr. Peabody, I'm really sorry. I didn't. I'm not trying to kind of take over here, but it's kind of sad that one of us will be going through what he's going through today. So, and my honest appeal to everybody following here tonight is to please just help. I know, just like yesterday, even though it been a couple days ago when Andrews and I were on the phone, and this man literally cried. I had to hang up the phone on him. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but I just couldn't take it with listening to him cry.
What's
He
his
was
name again?
So
he
we
was
got.
Andrew. He was in severe pain.
No, the man who our brother who's gonna do the surgery. What's his name?
Thank you,
Let me
Master.
thank you.
Andrew
and-
Massacre.
Okay.
So
Um,
right
and,
there.
and somebody. So yeah. So
So right
guys,
now we got about $150. I'm gonna call the name. Marquis sent 50, and I've been looking sent $100. So if you just go by our Cash App, when you send it, just hit it in the chat room and let us know. You just put it down here that you sent, and then we can try to. But $1,800, we should try to raise it for you to help you go through your surgery. $1,800.
Yeah, we can just raise it here right now. Seriously.
Yeah.
If you know you want to donate, just start donating. We can raise the $1,800
All right,
for our.
Chris. So we got 250. Chris sent $100. Right now. So we got 250 at the moment. So we're asking you to everybody else to donate to our cause here. Please donate to our cause. All right. So where are you now, Mr. Massacre? Where are you?
Well,
Do you have a mobile number
currently
in
in the-
Liberia that people can send you money in Liberia? Do you have a mobile money number?
yes, sir.
Okay.
And that number is 0.
Excuse me. Sorry, 1 minute. What can we? Peabody, let me suggest something. Can we raise it here one and just send it to him? You don't think that would be the best way to do it?
well, we don't have a mobile money
Okay,
number
okay,
in
okay.
Liberia. So
No,
the
you're
only
right.
thing
You're
I
right.
was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say
It was
to
just
him
a
is,
suggestion. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but
right.
then he can send a mobile money number to you, Julius, in your inbox instead of
I
just
have
announcing.
I have it. And then what's his name is gonna send me. I just want to make sure. Henry, just confirm that mobile money number again in my box, so we are not making mistake here. Just make sure you send it again to my box so I can give it to Dr. Peabody, and then we can have it shared on here.
Yeah.
Anybody else
Okay.
want to donate?
Anybody else want to?
Is it the
Okay, so
same?
we,
Is
we,
it
we
better?
got like we got like $375 now. Let me see here. Who are donated? So right now, let me see the names. 375. Okay. Let's see this. I'm trying to figure. Okay, we got Miss Yondra Kanga. She gave 50. Walter Clock, Wanty Clock give 50. Julius Brown 100. Grace 100. Marcus 50. And I've been looking 100. So we got like $425 right now. 425. So
Yeah, we
anybody
we,
else
we, we
want to give?
donating are calling people, so you just have late patience so we can raise the money quick.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to raise $1,800 to help you. He need to have a surgery. Please put the cash app back on. Somebody
Yeah,
need
put the
to
cash app back up in there. Thank you.
we want to help you. Very sorry that you had to go through that, but we really. All right, we got another 50 from Wayne Johnson. Wayne Johnson just sent $50, so we at $475 right now. Wayne Johnson just sent 50. Uh, so where do you live? Where do you live in Monrovia?
Well, I have to pull up from town and went back in Broadville.
Oh wow! So you came all the way from Burrillville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why I wanted. And he planned to go back tonight.
So
That's
where
why.
do you plan to do the surgery at? Where you plan to do it at? Okay.
So
We got another. Let's go. Let me go back to this. Uh, we got a $50 from a Betty. Betty. So we at $525 right now.
Oh wow.
500 for Betty. So keep going, guys. Keep going, guys. We gotta
Guys,
do
Guys,
this.
keep,
please
keep
don't make us
donating
look
to help
bad.
our brother live,
Please
please.
don't make us look bad on here. I mean, this is a huge platform. We want to do some of these things, and again, this is in no way, shape, or form. The closing argument is encouraging people, or to get in these kind of things. But when when the situation arises, we must be there for our brothers. I am not the religious one, but I would say I think the Bible says, "Be your brother keeper." Right? Is that correct, Dr. Peabody?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
right. So the best way that we can help him, hopefully, he will tell his story tomorrow. That we have been able to be a part of it. So please, whatever.
Moluba Yasia gave $50. So we have $575 right now on this. Moluba Yasia, thank you for your gift. God, thank you for your gift. Thank you. Let's help this man do the surgery, and let's.
Can you guys can those of you on here start tagging all of the government officials who are yet to declare the assets? Maybe they still got something to contribute.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something. Mr. Andrew, your story actually resonated with me. It's a hard thing when you don't have money in this world. Sometimes a lot of things have been done to people just because they don't have it. And sometimes even if you have it, sometimes you just get in the wrong hands when it comes to medical, medical work, and then your life changed forever. So I empathize with you. I remember when I was in Nigeria as a refugee, and one day I was walking, poor refugee girl, didn't have anybody. My mom had died, and I fell down in the water. And this man was passing. When it rained in Nigeria, the drainage system is very bad. So I was just walking, and I never knew was a drainage there because the water was just going, and I fell down in the water, and I got hurt. So this man was passing his car. He stopped for me, and everybody was passing by me. And he stopped for me and asked me, he said, "What happened?" I fell down. I was bleeding from my knee. I still have the mark on my like Bremen said, Chrissy bone. I still had the mark on there. And then he took me and he said, "You know what? I will take you to the hospital." But I was scared because they told us that these people usually would take people and steal the children and put them in different things. I was young. So anyway, he took me to I agreed, and he took me to the hospital. And when he took me to the hospital, they treated me, and his concern was that they didn't know what cut me because I could get tetanus from that cut. They didn't know what cut me, and it could harm me. So the people treated me. They gave me the shots and everything. He put me back in a car, and he took me to where I was living in Surrey at that time. And he then gave me a call card and invited everybody to his house, and this man was very rich. And we went to his house later on for a party. I know we were dealing with a millionaire that owned banks in Nigeria. But I tell my story to say that, and he helped us, we who were part of that package a little bit. Later on, the friendship was cut off, but he did what he could do. It's just good to always, helping him to somebody, because you never know what they're going through. And if that man had left me the way I was, maybe today I would not have my leg. So that's why his story kind of resonated with me, because I don't know what cut me in that water, but I was really bleeding bad, and he was able to help me at that point in time. And that's why I love Nigerians very much, because I feel they are very nice set of people. And I would say that I'm encouraging everybody on the platform, even if you get $25 today, it will help Mr. Andrew, for him to live, go through that surgery to be able to be there for his children. And you never know, life is a full cycle. His child could come, full cycle with you, and something could be done in that process. Or maybe you could just meet. So let's just help him, try to raise the money for him to have his medical treatment and be well
Right.
again. Thank you.
Okay,
We are at $1,000 now. Let me just quote some names. We are at 1,000. So when the need to reach $800, let me call the name. For one Andrew. One Neil. Neil gave 100. Sierra P. Sata P. Morris gave 40. Gabla Nimle, $100. Esther Frederick, $150. Uh, Awani T. Ara Flea Shinton gave $50. Uh, Josephine Bow, 50. Joseph Waliki, $25. And then Moluba, I'll go order the name Moluba Yasa, 50. Betty, 50. Wayne Johnson, 50. Wanting Clark, 50. Miss Yantra Kanga, 25. Judith Brown, $100. Grace Gaga, 100. Marcuse, 50. I've been looking 100. So we are at pretty much now at $1,000. Let's keep this going, guys. We can do it. We can raise eight.
If we
raise,
can, the sooner we get to the 1800, there are a lot of hot political G's to talk about tonight. Though we don't have much time,
yeah.
so the sooner we
So
get to 1800, we can get into the political
if
conversation.
anybody in Liberia wanted to donate, we do have the mobile number there and the cash app. We are at
Lofa say hard political thing.
Yeah.
You know, political thing. Yeah, I think we can do that. But I was seeing, I'm confused here. They're saying that the closing argument, right?
Yeah. TCA.
Yeah,
But
2,500.
I'm not seeing the TC. I just seen the entire in war.
No.
The $ TCA 2,500. Somebody wants Bertha Stewart is asking me for sale. Bertha, you should have my number. If you use that, my phone number, that's my Zelle number. If you don't have it, I can inbox it to you, but I can't put it out here because I would die with calls. So, they'll call me from Liberia every day. Okay. Winifred Smith want me to check my message. We at 1,100 right now, guys. Vera Harding sent 50. So we are 1,100. Let me see. Gotta keep it going. We just got.
Thanks, Winifred. Thanks, Vera. That's my problem sister now.
Okay, somebody said they can sell. Can I sell you 2,500? Let me give you my number. Yeah, you can do that, Winifred. You got my number, Winifred. So just use that phone number. Yeah, use that phone number, Winifred. Okay, and then once you sell it, just say you sell 2,500.
Is the account that bearing your name?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the $5,000 you will see is from Peewee.
Patrick.
But you carry the Lofa, you carry our Lofa headquarters as well.
Patrick Collier sent 50. So we want to make sure we send
Masakwa is our own.
If you just joining us, folks, we have Mr. Vani Masakwa here who went to JFK to do a surgery, and apparently the surgery did not go well, and then he had to put bone iron into his leg,
right?
And it's kind of coming up, and he needed $1,800 to do his surgery. I'm begging you guys, please join me in. Let's raise just $1,800, guys. If you didn't do it before, do it for the closing argument tonight. Let's help this brother. He's been calling for the last 3 months. He's been calling out and asking for help. Today we decided to give him some time and do it. So let's do it and just get it over with. So we're doing great. We are $1,500. Somebody sent us 250. We got Winifred sent 25. Leela Dennis 50. Somebody called 1979 250. Joma Jala 100. It's about time, Joma, that you kick us on giving.
So Peabody, the 19.
Yo, Dr. Peabody had doing the shit.
Peabody, I'm the 1979.
Oh man, boy, you hit it high. You give $250. Thank you so much, Sylvester. Thank you. Joma Hanya, Patrick Kolia. So we have 1,006 gentlemen. We want to need two more $100. $2 more $100 to make it to 1,800. And by tonight, once we get that right information, we'll be sending some money, definitely, guys. So please.
So let me. While we are doing this, though, I want to know, where is the next surgery going to be done, Andrew? I know when we talked, you briefly went over that, but I think it's fair for you to just share with our audience the next surgery. Where do you intend to do it, and when would this be done? Would it be right when the fund is available? You're just going to get on the bus or the plane and go get it done? What's your plan? Let the people know, please.
Well, as soon as I get the fund, I will be finding my way to Corriveau. I talked to the doctor, and it will be immediately done. It could have been done with the doctor that I talked about in Rawsport, but he said he don't have the machine to do the blood or a treatment.
So okay, quickly, that Peabody, where we at?
We
Where we
should
at?
be at 1,006. I think 655.
Okay, so
Rufus
um,
always send 50.
we are not stopping anybody from making more contribution, but
Well,
at
let's
this
just end
point,
it. Let's just raise and end it
no,
because
the reason
we
why
lost.
the reason why we already have it because Eugenia just said wherever we stop, she was going to fill it out. So had we stopped at $50, she was going to pay the rest of it. And now
Okay.
we are at that point. She's saying that Eugenia GW says she's going to pay the rest of it. Wherever
Okay.
we stop, she will make the funds available.
But
Lofa, there's another point. Probably that's the amount for the surgery, right? Probably living cost, living expense, and all of
that's why I asked him that question. Exactly.
Yes. So you go into Corriveau, you have to get this. Someone will have to accompany him. All those things.
Is he going to go to
Yeah,
Ghana
that's
to
what
do the
I
surgery?
That's what he said. Accra,
Okay.
at the military hospital.
Okay. Barbara, we're
So
gonna
yeah,
send that
we
money. Make
definitely
sure
we
you
can still take more donations, please. Whatever you get, 20, 30, 10, 5.
Yeah,
we will take
if you forget it now, you ain't gonna get it. If you ain't talk about it now, they're gonna end it right there.
Yeah.
So
right.
Let's give him let's do another 20 minutes.
Okay.
And see if anybody can hit it here. I see here we got
Okay with me.
$100 from Mr. Bachu Guy. So we have 1,700.
Bachu Goa, that's my husband. Thanks, baby.
Oh, Mr. Goa, thank you.
Okay.
You guys are very generous.
Yes.
You know.
Julius, we're looking at that. You are the assistant half you man.
Huh?
Oh, I already
You already did. You not give $100.
Oh, okay.
You know what? He
He
didn't catch on the name because the name keep different. It keep about government instead of mine.
Michael Johnson said the man needs 2,500, but Michael, how about you come up with it? So okay, we have $1,800.
Wow.
Make $50.
So the next 15 minutes, maybe that chicken soup, that pepper soup, morning night.
So let me just go over everybody's name. So if anybody calculating with me, so you can do your calculation as well. Let me go over everybody's name. Let me start from here. We have Ivan Loking 100, Marquise 50, Grace God 100, Julius Brown 100, Yamtro Kinga 100, Wanty Clock 50, Wayne Johnson 50, Betty 50, Moluba Yasa 50, Joseph Walik 25, Josephine Bao 50, Awana T. Ara 50, Esther Frederick 150, Gabla Nimlin 100, Naon 100, Sierra P. North 40, Vera Hayden 50, Patrick Colia 50, Joe Manjala 100, Sylvester Renning 250, Lala Dennis 50, Winifred 25, Rufus Doway 50, Mr. Bachu Gao 100.
Goa.
Goa.
Why you just for money?
Remember, a bad when it comes to people's names. A bad, bear with me.
Tomalin bad.
My children laugh at me when I pronounce anything. My kids laugh at me.
Yeah, Tomalin, they're laughing and I hear
That's only a laugh, yes. So I say not that.
Make a 150. So we are at $1,800. We got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes.
Guys, you're beefing up. 10 minutes to go, guys. Please. Please donate to our brother so he can have a good life with his.
Yeah, we have 1,800. This brother need to go to the hospital. Today we will just kind of do a close-up because I know he's been calling up the last 100 times he's been calling us. And you know, the song say, if I can help somebody as I travel along the way, my living will not be in vain. So let's do something to help this brother. You know, anything we can do to help him, you can do to help. God will bless you, my friend.
Look, guys, I mean, we have almost 2,000 views on here, and for us to be able to hate $2,000, it shouldn't be that, you know, that big of a deal. But let me not sound ungrateful here for everybody who even thought of donating, but whatever your financial situation is and you cannot contribute today, we still appreciate you for sharing the show, for inviting other people to contribute in a way that some of us may not be able to. We are very much indeed grateful to all of you guys for continuously doing what you continue to do for your brothers and sisters in Liberia, especially Andrew's here. I'm pretty sure he is grateful. Going forward, Andrew definitely know that Liberians, we are united. We can be united if we want to be. That part, I would leave the political aspect of it out of it. But
I've got 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes, guys. 7
more minutes. Let me say here we have
1,000. Somebody in Liberia want to give you $30. One of our guest panelists, he's in Liberia. Johnny KN in Debbie. He want to give you $30, but he need your Liberian number.
It's right there. It's right there, Tomalin.
What is it?
886.
Oh, okay.
327-267.
All right, yeah, we got. Let me recognize Kawa JJ 75, Michael Foley $50.
By the way, how about JJ is Duke's wife.
Okay.
Thanks, Kawa.
That's my little son donating. My son donating.
Thanks,
Oh,
Kawa.
thank you, little JJ. Thank you, little JJ. Thank you, guys. So we are 1,900. In the next 2 or 3 minutes, we'll get to the show and just do the rest of the show because today we dedicated Eugenia Ruth Robert Pemba. Eugenia G.W. send me the cash app.
Andrew, the number you gave, your mobile money number, somebody gonna send $30 there to you. So when a person send the money, let us also gonna recognize the person, okay?
Yeah. Okay, it seemed like we are at 2,000. Eugenia Green sent $300.
Hey, that's Eugenia GW. That's Eugenia GW from the closing argument board of advisors.
So we have reached $2,200. Guys, don't bring everybody here now to say we raise money. We just want to help this brother.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't call everybody. I mean, this brother needs just a very big and
Dr. Peabody, 1 minute, please. I learned something in fundraising thing from all aspects, right? But in terms of that the hierarchy line. So we didn't have the chairman here, so we got to turn the fundraising process over to the chairman. I don't want to be here 10 years.
No, I think I'm going to go. I actually wanted to.
The chairman can take over from the fundraising process.
Thank you, guys. But I actually wasn't really planning to come on today because my daughter's birthday is today. So.
Oh yeah, Bella.
Bella, come say hello quick.
Happy birthday, Bella.
It was important that I come on because I know Mr. Andrew has been calling. We're getting ready to go. Bella, come say hi to everybody. Today's your birthday. And say hi.
Hey, beautiful. Look at her.
Wow. She looks like a mom.
You good?
Whatever.
Okay. You're gonna make Ben mad now.
They almost did justice to the child.
Yeah. So but I just wanted to come on and I'm so proud of the closing argument family. I mean, I think we've already hit the $1,800.
$2,200, buddy.
Okay. But Mr. Andrew, I was a little confused. He said he's going to Ghana, right? Do you have a ticket already? All of those things. And you say it's $1,800 for this surgery in Accra? Is that what you said?
Some arrangement was made by my daughter with the.
Oh, great. Okay. So I think you know exactly. Okay.
Okay, we are 2,300. Ruth Pemba sent us 50. Sophia Swat 10.
Thank you,
$10. So we have
Okay, stay smooth with my sister.
2,300. So we just need to get $200 more, and we're done. Bella, happy birthday, baby.
Peabody, I would sell you $200 just now, so we can wrap it up.
Okay, so that's end
Thanks, Bella. Thanks,
Now
Bella.
we end the fundraiser, guys. We raised
That's
2,500. We got another guy keeps sending, so we'll have 2,600. Somebody, Andrew just sent another $100. So we got 2.4K, then 200. So guys, I want to thank you. If you want to give, keep giving. As you give, just put it in there, and then I will check the cash app to see that you give. But it's been great, guys. Thank you. And Tomalin, let's begin. Mr. Masakwe, what do you want to say to the folks who helped you today?
No, but before Mr. Masakwe come here at the end of the show, you will announce the total amount, right? Because people will still be giving it back.
I will.
Yeah, I encourage people to still be giving.
Right, to still keep giving. Right.
Yeah, so Mr. Corey gave $50. So we should be at 2,400. Yeah.
So Andrews, you don't have to stay for the rest of the day. You can just give your parting comment and then you head home. After that, we will get in contact with you.
Somebody will get to me on how I will send the money to you send the money to Liberia for you. But just make sure that you use it for the
intended purpose.
Yes, because if it didn't work, it's gonna be difficult for folks to help you again. I know you need some other
you'll
help,
be stepping in the way of other people if you didn't use it for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And after everything, you can come back on the show to tell us, how everything went with you.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Wait, Andrew, before I let you go, what's your number? Somebody asked for your number. What's your number?
0881 544 827.
088 0888.
Yes. 0881.
No, 0881 088.
Okay, yes.
544
544
827.
827. Okay.
That's my mobile money number.
Yeah, Andrew, before you close, I'm begging you. You're a soldier. You should soldier on. Don't tear up again. I'm begging you. Be fit that you're going to fight this process. Don't cry again. I'm begging you. Be a command. Be strong. And something all right. So be strong.
Andrew, do me a favor.
Whatever. What does your Zelle start with your number or your email? Which one?
Yeah, my phone number.
So, Andrew, do me a favor. Whoever or whenever you receive
text Abraham Fanny sent $50 and sis Makula Musu 25.
Let me hit the 3K for you.
So we at 2,500. When Ben comes, it will be 2,700. If you guys want to dedicate the show to just give it.
So Andrew, I was just gonna know we gotta get into politics a little bit. I was just gonna say, Andrew, when you get even a dime from anybody in Liberia, please let us know. We are very critical on transparency here on the closing argument.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't sell our fake license here, so we ain't got extra cash. Nursing license.
Guys, didn't bring everybody to us because this brother is in need. So not everybody who's sick to come. We will try to help, but we can. Not everybody can do it for ourselves. All right. Mr. Master,
it's up to you. Just close up. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, I'll need his number on how to remit this. So
that Peabody, we're talking it back. We're talking it back. I got the info. We're talking it back.
And Miss Bertha Jala sent 50 as well.
Peabody, your email is Henry Peabody 5, right?
Yes, brother.
You call my email on the show.
I didn't call it. Oh, I just said Henry Peabody 5. Nobody, it's not get it at.
Everybody 5 at yahoo.com.
and you end it.
Oh, you ended it. Why you ended it?
And you ended it.
Because you know what I'm saying? That's why your Zelle is registered with, not your number.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't find it.
You be careful with those information for somebody going.
Okay, Mr. Masakwa, just give your.
It makes social engineering very easy.
Your parting comments to everybody who Go ahead, Mr. Masakwa.
I just want to say thank you to the closing argument family and to all those who gave and who didn't even give.
How you doing that?
I say may God bless all of you.
Put a man
and
there,
may God bless
You
and
guys
bless the family. And I also want to say thank you to Henry who have been, back and forth. And I pray that God will strengthen all of us to go and do the surgery, come back to the scene studio and say thank you to the closing argument family. You have forever been placed and remember my family. Thank you.
God bless you, my friend. God bless you, my friend. We thank God for you and wish you all God's
I want to
blessing.
say thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. Everybody who contributed to Brother Massacre. This guy being for the past 6 months, he been trying to get help and calling. And every time he get opportunity to call, he call and make his plea. And we have to see people come up showing love to him and concern and care is so it's a blessing, and everybody will be blessed. Those who want to give but they don't have to give, they'll be blessed. I want to say thank you to everyone and just praise God. We pray that for the brother to keep in your thoughts and prayers. Pray that he will be able to find a remedy. And honestly, it's a blessing because sometimes you do fundraising for people, it takes hard to get it. But the money came so quick and even passed beyond the threshold, which is something that it's something that maybe God is in it. When God is in it, everything will be fine. So I want to say thank you to everybody. And
The closing argument got real viewers, my man. That's why.
yeah, bless the people. Bless the people.
Yeah, you guys did wonderful, man. Look, you guys show that you love us and you appreciate the
So
show.
guys, it's still open, but let's talk some politics.
Time for politics.
Yeah, let's get some politics going small.
So Tomalin, you gonna let me do my opening statement, right?
Man, what a time, buddy. That makes some progress.
Why am
Brother Johnny in King Debbie say he's proud of the team. Yeah, he's proud of us still. One of our guest panelists, he's still us. Just as he busy with the Carter Center, so he's all very busy. But guys, look quickly, man. Look, a lot of things happening in the country. We're in a situation where President we are returned to the country after inauguration day. He left the country inauguration day, returned the country yesterday, and in fact, there's a story. Okay, I'll open the story, but before that, prior to in Ghana, the president of his security detail that was sent to the airport to wait for him. They informed at the airport to wait for him. They informed the team, he and his team in Ghana, that they are going to the airport and to secure the VIP lounge. They were told that they weren't going to be allowed to use it. So immediately, Eugene Nangwe placed a call to the president, Waga Chief of Staff and Minister of State, Sylvester Grisby, right away. The call was placed, and Grisby answered the phone and said that yes, it shouldn't be. The president should have access to the VIP lounge. You're going to get back to Eugene Nangwe. And then Eugene said, okay, fine. But then Eugene still kept calling the follow-up through. He never answered his phone, I was told. When they arrived on the ground in Liberia, true to that, and that's why placing several calls to him, he didn't answer his phone. And then the president weren't allowed to enter the VIP lounge. Instead, he would go to the old VIP lounge. And then from there, the president left Robert Street for home. And then the press secretary came out and said that the president was allowed to get access to the VIP lounge. But later on, she said it was only for the president, the sitting president. We all know that the VIP lounge, from what my understanding from after doing some investigation, it's exclusively for former presidents too. The president, the president, the first lady, the vice president. The vice president is married, the spouse too. The speaker, the pro tem. These are the people, and former president and former vice president and first lady. They're the one who have access to these VIP lounge. But to deny the president, I think it was fair. I don't think it was good. And I think when Baga was vice president, he was given the VIP lounge, access to the VIP lounge when he lived in the country. He was given all courtesy. So that was a debate yesterday, and people up to now, the government has yet to apologize to the former president or even issue a statement towards to clarify it, whatever the case, but it still makes up. But I don't think it was fair. People, forget about politics now. It's over. President Joseph Boaga is the president of the country. President Weah is the former president. He served his country for 6 years. And in fact, it was on his administration that VIP lounge was constructed. 2 days before he leaving office, he dedicated it. I think it was only fair enough to allow him access to the VIP lounge upon his return to the country. But guys, I will open the floor. What are your thoughts on it? We don't have much time, so that'll be very, very mindful of our time. At least everybody should try to speak within the 1 minute period, at least, please. Grace will start with you, and we'll continue to go along the floor.
Well, VIP launches, they typically use for the first class, business class, frequent flyers and stuff like that. And so my concern is, why would they deny our past president? Let's just talk where Rep belong. That was so disrespectful to the Republic of Liberia for them to not allow President we have to be escorted through the VIP launch. It is not. This is not what we want for our country. Is wrong. The wrong president they're supposed to now be able to send in a letter and openly apologize to him. That is just totally. I don't understand with these Liberian people what all this pulling and holding. You think this government that's in power, who claim to be there, so civilized and educated, they will even do this kind of thing? It's just totally wrong.
Can I just comment quick? Oh, Peabody, sorry.
Okay, look, just like Grace said, man. I don't care whether you supported him, you did not support him, whether he's decent or what. I think it was disrespectful to the former president of Liberia after having led our country into a very peaceful transition, and for folks to sit there and deprive the president of not going there. I think it was disrespectful. It was wrong. The government of Liberia ought to apologize to President Weah and his team for such a gross disrespect, because it was under his administration that was built. But equally so, he's the former president of Liberia. And we should learn to honor our leaders, whether we supported them or not. Our past leader must be honored, and it was wrong. The Liberian government of Joe Baka ought to apologize to President George Weah.
Chairman Ben.
Thank you. Well, so, okay, first of all, I want to put some things in context. I and I know everybody's saying the issue of, because he built it, I know, and I'm not saying whether he built it or he didn't build it, right? It doesn't matter. The second thing is necessarily not, and there's a mixture here, right? There's the presidential lounge. I think that's what we're talking about. Like what Grace was talking about, the VIP lounge is the one that's in the main airport terminal. That's the one where you got business class, people who buy tickets, right? This place we're talking about is the presidential lounge. And it is true that presidential lounge is managed is ran by the Ministry of State, right? I agree. I believe, and I don't know what the protocol is, but the presidential lounge that was constructed recently under the Weah administration, I agree that it should be limited, but it should not be limited to President George Weah. I'm sorry. I think all former living presidents, everybody who has been president of our country, once you are alive, president and vice president, you should have access to the presidential lounge. There is another, the older one is the one that they allow him to pass through, because that is the argument Kula was making, that, we allow him to pass through the other one. That one is the one that you leave for like government officials, like ministers, because it's a privilege, right? I understand the presidential lounge is the presidential lounge. But even within the presidential lounge, this is something that, because a lot of our people don't know these things, so it's good for us to clear it. I think we can even share, like he's on the foreign ministry, he knows about these things. In that presidential lounge, there's a room specifically for the sitting president that even President George Weah would not enter when he entered that building. Because you know how I know? The old one, the one that they let him pass through, there is also a room there. That room, only the sitting president goes in that room. The sitting vice president sits outside. There's an area for them. It's called the vice presidential area. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I've traveled, I've seen her at that particular lounge. She sits in that area also. There is the room where the president goes. So the new building that was constructed by President Weah, it even goes beyond. It has an office. It has a conference room.
Yes.
It is so huge that it is mind-boggling that this government could not allow, forget the fact that he the one even constructed it under his administration, that this man is the former president. Then why don't you recall his EPS? Go ahead and recall his EPS. Why is he still receiving national security briefing? Because these are all privileges. Once you serve in that office, there is a certain level of dignity that is accorded to you till you die. You don't have to agree with him. You don't have to like him. The only thing you have to do is to accord him the respect. I thought it was shameful. And when I listen, and let me just say this to my sister Kula. Slow down. Slow down, my sister. You're too young. We've seen this movie before. They come and they go. I see her hyperventilating on Facebook. Oh, I'm a Sankarian. Skula, you my sister. Slow down. They will dump you. They will check you. They will throw you under the bus. And you will have to deal with the same people. There's overzealousness that we have in our country. Everybody trying to pump the muscle to show. Listen, I want to believe, and I'm taking that belief away now because I still haven't heard that President Boka has even picked up the phone to call President Weah. Because immediately when that was brought to the president's attention, he should have called his predecessor and say, listen, Mr. President, I'm sorry. This is totally unfortunate. I would reprimand who just did it. None of that happened. I think it was disgraceful, and I think we need to graduate. I know we're not used to having 2 or 3 former presidents, but we need to get used to that. And Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when she's traveling, should have access to that presidential line. Joel Howard Taylor should have access to that presidential line. Heck, for God in heaven's sake, Jeremiah Kun was passing there the other day with Ibrahim Mahama. Ibrahim Mahama, who is a businessman, was passing through that presidential line. And you deny our former president? It is disgraceful. The Unity Party-led administration should be ashamed of themselves, and they should start to accord respect where respect is due.
Lofa.
Thank you, Tomalin. It appears as though Ben literally read off my note, but I spoke about this last night on across Africa, and I just want to use this platform with thousands of Liberians in Liberia listening to this conversation, to this program tonight. It is disgraceful on the part of the Unity Party. And the entire, I'm saying the government in general, okay, on the part of President Boakai, hey man, I thought you knew better. I really thought you knew better. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful in my utterance, but I really thought he knew better. You will think, like Ben rightfully said, pick up the phone, call, look. It was a miscommunication. It was not intended. Former President Weah, we apologize. And I think former President Weah would have notified the general public that, look, the call and everything is okay. It was a miscommunication. On the part of Kula to come out here, Fofana, to defend it, and trying to justify their action, it's almost like you just rubbing salt in the wound. It is so disrespectful to the extent that I'm wondering what else, what next for President Weah? Will he be allowed to now drive around freely in Liberia and be told that, hey, you don't deserve to have the security guards that were around you? Would that be the next thing? And somebody asked me yesterday, Tomalin, is this a form of payback on the part of Honorable Boakai? Because he's known for being that kind of person. That is what is stated. It is alleged that he is the kind of person, he don't take things lightly. So with everything that may have been said during the campaign, is he now trying to pay back for everything that was said about him during the campaign, even though he in return return the favors? I think this is for all of us, our generation. We should be outraged about this action, and we should speak out louder than what Ben just did. And I think we should be concerned about the UP government. You may be in a seat today, but it was never made for you. Liberians will come, Liberians will go. Honorable Boycott, do the right thing. Simply put, call the former President George Weah, and mend the differences with him, make him to understand that probably, I don't know whether it was a miscommunication, but I hope that you would do due diligence. Call him up and you guys fix things up and let the public be notified that, yes, it was a mere miscommunication and every former president going forward will be allowed access to that facility. Remember, and I close on this note, you served for 12 consecutive years. In addition to your 40 some more years in government, you didn't do anything such as what he did. Appreciate his low work that he did. Regardless of what you think about him, appreciate him for what he did. He deserves it, and he should be appreciated. Thank you.
Robert?
Thank you. I hear people, and I like Ben's tone, but I got to differ with some of the words he used. And this is not at your fault, Ben. They let him allow. Those words alone pisses me off. You know, who goes to their lounge? It's not the prerogative of the executive mansion necessarily. What is the standard? I remember when the lounge was turned over, there was a question asked to then President George Weah, and I remember he said this. He said, well, he didn't even mention the fact that he's an ex-former president. He said, I believe, unless you want to quote me wrong, but I believe that I'm a VIP, president or no president, I'm a VIP. And by virtue of the fact that I'm a former president, a award was passed to this lounge. They were asking that to say, how do you feel that you've built or constructed an upscale VIP lounge that you are turning over to the next administration? And he spoke to this continuity, that government was continuity, right? And there's a lot of things that he did that he turned over in time for the next administration. And so who allows him? Who is in charge? Who has the authority to say you cannot go to this lounge and you can't go to that lounge, but you can't go to this lounge? Who is that? What is the standard? There should be a standard. And by the way, some of the biggest presidential lounges in the world, regular folks have access to. Okay? You see, this mindset, and and these are people that are supposed to be well informed. These are people that are supposed to be sophisticated. These are people, forget the education part, but these are people that are supposed to be decent people, right? I mean, this is elementary stuff. Just because the lounge is presidential lounge doesn't mean that Robert Garway cannot be allowed access into the lounge. I know me, but I would never enter that lounge because I'm a nobody said. I will never enter that lounge. But how do you make money? In Atlanta, there's a presidential lounge at the Jackson International Airport. There are many other lounges that are connected with Delta and other airlines. People have membership. These are contributed to the maintenance of those lounges. It's not just on the back of the government. So to say that George Weah, even if he wasn't president, we're talking about the former world best. This is a man who is seen on the streets in Europe and he can't even walk by. He's assigned Secret Service by other government in Europe and other parts of the world. But he comes to Liberia and you're telling him he can't go to that lounge? What lounge would you have had if that lounge was not constructed under his administration? What lounge would you have had? And before you start telling me it's not his personal money, that's not the point. It's besides the point. The point is, for all these years, we've been having the same old lounge built by Charles Taylor. All these years, you had 12 years, you didn't upgrade the lounge. So another administration comes, regardless of all of his shortcomings, he got an upscale, modern lounge. And now you want to say, oh, he can't go through that lounge? And let me close on this note. I'm going to re-echo what Ben said. And I'm going to use a very strong adjective here to describe Kula Fofana. And I don't care. I don't give a crap what anyone thinks about this. But at this point, she's really displaying some level of high arrogance here. And it's embarrassing. She made a phone call on Julius Jar yesterday when Sekou was on there, and she said the lounge was a presidential lounge. So what is the problem? She never confirmed whether or not the president was denied access into the lounge. And then a few hours later, I saw her backpedaling and talking about the president was not denied access into the lounge. In fact, he was welcome with open arms. So why did he go through that? So what clarification were you making on Julius Jar's show yesterday when Sekou was on the show? We have the tips. Stop this lying, man. What? How much are you getting paid for this? You have a character to uphold here. You can't just be all over the place. I mean, I'm sorry, but she seems pretty unhinged right now. Slow down. Get the information. Get the facts. And then put that information. She's not even speaking like a diplomat. She sounds very raw. I'm sorry. Slow down. But no one should be letting George through that airport. He should be through that airport. He's not going to the president's private room. It's a big presidential lounge. So what is the issue here? What are you trying to prove here? You don't have the entire country mandated to begin with. Do you remember that? How do you reconcile the country? Is this how you're going to go about it? Let me stop before I say something I will regret, man.
Sylvester.
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, I would think the entire saga yesterday was quite unfortunate. And I would say here, it was, number one, it was unbureaucratic, it was unprecedented, and very well unacceptable. Now, there's a process, the very presidential law we talk about currently, there's a process about that. It's a defined protocol, both from the Ministry of State and that of a protocol officer from the Ministry of State through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs protocol office and the rest of that. There's a law, the Presidential Retirement Act of the Republic of Liberia. The reason why we say the president is still entitled to 7th EPS officer, 2 presidential vehicles, office space, and a staff member of almost between 5 to 10%, I stand to be corrected about that, because the act is saying the president should be treated as president. There's an act of the national legislature of the Republic of Liberia. So the first and foremost thing, we do have 2 kind of a issue there. We do have the VIP laws and the VVVIP laws. The former president is in the category of a VVIP. He's not in the category of ordinary official of government, like the cabinet and the rest of that. The reason why, President, we are moved to construct this step of the act, presidential law that we have today, it was because they wanted to separate it. If you went to most of the African countries, Accra, they have the VIP and the VVIP. The VIP is used by minister proper, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, ambassadors, and other government officials, and other senior citizens in the republic. Then the VVIP will be for the president of the republic, the vice president, and that of the former president, all former presidents. That's the reason why the president moved to do that. And it was constructed in a way and manner that befit the office of the current president and that of the former president, and visiting head of states. It's not only for our own people, but visiting head of state also will use that particular area. But to have allowed that process, and the reason why we have 24/7, both EPS security and that of protocol officers deployed, because there will be a time you may expect a special emissary of another government will have to pass through that, and it should be inter-team, even if they are transiting in Monrovia at the Rabat International Airport. They will have to use that. It's part of the protocol. It's a bureaucratic protocol engagement methodology. So to have all of those things, I think that's why I said first and foremost, it was unbureaucratic, because bureaucratically there's a procedure to fit into those things. Then the press secretary came out with this misstep and a terrible media performance. She first came, she said the president was welcome. In no time, she came, she said no, that area is no for the president of the Republic of Liberia. That was a huge contradiction, and those kind of media slippages in terms of the defense for coming government. I think she's starting on the more. I don't want to say she's incompetent, but it's unfortunate that she was stuck on the way she's going. Because we need to be very clear and try to respect the rule of engagement when it comes to the country online. We need to push reconciliation. Leave all of the process here. That the area there is clear. Then the president arrived. There's the area that got 24/7 protocol and security detail. You're saying the place lock up. It says lock up. And that should be 24/7. 3 shifts being carried out 24/7. In a year, 365 days in a year, you have to see people that are paid for that. Then they say the office is locked, nobody there. Where are the EPS? No, that's not true. So is this a witch hunt, or was it tantamount to try to make the former president uncomfortable to this kind of a line? No, it's unfortunate. It's not because he constructed it. No, he should benefit from the process because it's the law of our country, and that's my own point here. That's my own process here. So we need to something. It was good that the person even did that. Now we can distinguish between the two losses, right? Because if you are to go to the other end and see where the other side of it, and that's why you have in that particular protocol officer assigned to the office of the president and that office of former immediate past official. So I think what unfolded yesterday was not only unfortunate, but it's very unacceptable. We need to fix the process. And the reason why the Minister of State was not responding to Minister Namde's call was because probably he was under instruction now to now. Because if he did pick the phone initially, then later on the follow-up call came by a former Commissioner Namde. He didn't budge, meaning there was an orchestrated issue coming up from somewhere, and that is quite unfortunate. We need to respect our past leaders. It's still there, President. We have served the Republic, and he served diligently. We should respect him. Some of us may not like him, but we should respect him. That's the process. If you don't like the man, respect him. He's our former leader. It's not only those of us that like him, but those of us that don't like him, we should respect him. That cloud of respectability should be maintained in the confines of the law of our country. If you can't do it, then you will push other people to start to do things that you don't like. We should not divide the country and say it too soon. Thank you, Georgie.
All right.
Judge, you forgot who next.
I said Duke.
Duke, Kev.
You know, first and foremost, I love the fact that we understand the importance of respect, and I think respect is something that all of us should, prioritize in our different disciplines and our various engagement. One of my disappointment with this whole thing here is that I think the current administration continue to make mistakes, right? And when I say mistake, George Weah is one of the most unproductive president in the history of West African politics. And the more you continue to give him unnecessary attention, you put yourself in a really terrible position. And I don't know why this government continues to do that. There's something about hypocrisy. And hypocrisy being homish, right, in terms of vice and virtue. And let me explain. I recall an interview that the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had at ELBC studio. And you could tell from the face of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she had been beaten, she had been insulted, and she said something profound. She said, young people and people aspiring to be leaders, remember this. When people like me, you have leaders in public office, you may not, have a certain kind of respect or concern about that person, but respect the office and respect the leaders, because at some point in time, your opportunity will come wherein, the actions, the things that you do, they follow you. And I'm reminded about that because I think as part of our opportunity to learn between the Weah administration and the Boycott administration is to be honest with ourselves. George Weah, as one of the key members of opposition, encouraged members of the CDC to walk around the Republic of Liberia with the underwear insulting Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That was not a respect for leadership. It was the same George Weah who weaponized the presidency and you talk about respect, and took Alice Cummings and sat him down on the prisoner bench as part of CDC attempt to undermine and disrespect one of the most popular voice, the most important individuals of our body of politics. At that time, there was nothing about respect for leadership. The former president sat down on the pulpit and insulted Gifty Lama. This woman that had been killed, her parents, her family, was still looking for justice. I remember how the president stood on the pulpit and denigrated that young woman. And you know, Dr. Peabody is a religious man. And many of you here may think this is politics. But there's something in the Bible that reminds us of all of this. Do I think it is right to be that cheap in terms of what occurred? No. Do I think it should be the reason why we would justify the actions? No. But I do believe, though, in our own wisdom, that we're living a moment where we need to be very serious about the progress of Liberia, regardless of how we feel politically attached to individuals. The Unity Party was wrong. So was George Weah. The actions of these people that we've considered to be our leaders have not really represented the country that we've come to know in Liberia. And yes, it is wrong today. It was also wrong yesterday. And there should be a teaching moment that when we're in leadership position, let's not politicize it. It was wrong when the office of the president and the president made mockery of former vice president or the former vice president when they went and made mockery of the fact that they gave him handouts of money. It was wrong. It was being disrespectful to the office. It was wrong when they stopped him in the past too for having access to certain immunities. It was wrong when they dogged him around for having this benefit and made it a political talking point. It was wrong as well. So we should not be hypocrites. We were sitting here talking about respect and political wisdom. Well, it was political wisdom when we used the justice system to go after Alice Cummings. In conclusion of this, look, let's continue to respect our leaders. If President Weah should have had access to that, presidential lounge, it's something that's according to him. There shouldn't be justification. We should respect that. But at the same token, there should be an opportunity for all of us to learn from and say, you know what? We cannot continue on this path. It was wrong doing CDC time. It was wrong when President Weah insulted Gifty Lama, when he made Alice come to sit on the prisoner bench, and when he mimicked and made mockery of the former vice president. It is wrong today that Kula Fofana and others can actually use that as an opportunity to also disrespect the former president.
Keff.
Wow. Well, let me say this. I would disagree with Ben. I would disagree with Robert. But before I go into it, let's make this clear. The name of that place is not a presidential lodge. It's Clan Marie. We have VIP Lounge. That's the name. Clan Marie. We have VIP Lounge. Nothing name of presidential place. That's the name of the place. But let me say this to you guys. I would disagree with Ben. I would disagree with PV and all you guys who talk about Kula. I think you guys are killing the what is it, the messenger. I think you guys you're giving a pass. What happened yesterday is a complete policy of the JMB regime. If you look from day one, the JMB regime not going through the Constitution, they're using a military style, what they call a decree. That's what they're using. In the case of the tenure position, that's what they're using. In the case of the former president, that's what they're using. Let me tell you, if this thing was not sanctioned by JMB, It's almost 24 hours now. They will be saying something. This is completely order. The order came from above. The president. They used the word above. That's what they told the president team. They say the order came from above. Who is above than the above? The only above you get up there is the president office. It's the president. That's what happened. Stop shooting Kula. Because when Magdalena Cooper was on another platform, she echoed exactly what Kula said.
Yes, Kev.
You stop. You leave Kula alone, man. This is not Kula. Why everybody saying Kula, 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 Kula? No. If Kula was wrong, it would be a statement. If Kula was wrong, the president will pick up his phone and call the former president and say, "I'm sorry, this not from me, but this from above, strictly from the office of the president." That's their policy, and they will come with more. They will come with more. So, folks, let's face it. I said this the other day, you know, and including my own minister here, who I respect, Sylvester Hilal. When I said the days of the freedom that we had under George Weah is no more. You saw it yesterday. It's no more. You laugh. What happened at LU? What happened at LU? You see, I think we love to joke and play too much in Liberia because we elevating JMB to a standard that you guys missing. When I was on another network, my guys here, when I said JMB will destroy the CPP, they said no. I said because I listened to him. When my guys then on this platform did an interview with him in Pennsylvania, he used the word Brexit. I didn't go on that interview. I was supposed to be there. I step out. I said, I'm not joining it. I'm not going to go there. When they came back on the show, I circled that word, Brexit. They said, "Oh, my man, you left talking. Hey, my man, you left talking this." I said, he will destroy the CPP. And he did. And you know the other person on the platform that I told that? Lofa. He's my witness. I said, he will destroy the CPP. And I, number one, that call on Mr. Cummings to step out from there because JMB. I told Mr. Cummings personally, and I said it on the air. But everybody at that time, oh, Keff don't want CPP then to be together because they're afraid. I was in the courtroom when Mo Ali was on the bench. Behind my back in the courtroom was Tomalin George. And they asked Mo Ali, who fingered the document? He turned around and they said, can you recognize the person in the court? He turned around and said, Mr. Cummings. And that came from the order of JMB. Liberia, as you know it, will be no more under JMB. Will be no more. So everything you're saying now is designed by JMB. Will be executed by his folks. Nobody should blame Kula. Nobody should blame Kula. Kula is an intelligent woman, smart girl, very smart, very intelligent. She not know how big somebody who running around. She's very intelligent, smart. She only executing the policy of JMB. to only executing what GMB is doing because they are ruling by decree. Who look today? They work in the finance ministry. They let go of almost 200 people. They let go. Information ministry will come. But guess what they did? They ran on, we jobs. But now you're taking jobs away from the people. So guys, I would just end it like this. I would just say, you guys, the Kula Fufana thing, I disagree with Robert. I disagree with Sylvester, Ben. You guys, what you guys are doing, you're just trying to maybe a little bit diplomatic, or maybe don't want to make JMB look this, but it's JMB. 24 hour, not a call to President Weah, not a statement to President Weah, but they double down and they all speaking the same language. So if it were Kula alone, guys, they will say maybe that Kula, but Magdala Cooper, who's a special assistant or advisor to the president, double down on what Kula said. So everybody here, Kula, I'm gonna stop that thing, man. That GMB policy, and you get used to it.
Okay, let me say, because we had a guest tonight, so I beg us again, let us be mindful of our time, please, so we can just put it. Please, I beg everyone, please. But just to end on this topic, look, let me say this: when you divided country, or a country is divided, especially with the electorate, is the first thing you want to do to unite the country. It's very important, because I see that President Boga is meeting with a lot of investors coming in and promising Liberia for better days ahead. And if you want anything to happen, nobody will put their money in Liberia if the country people are talking about protests. Nobody want to get involved in such a thing. I remember during President Salif days, when CDC was in opposition, many times, every time CDC wanted to respond to something, President Salif would call, because she had good rapport with the CDC at the time now. You see, the opposition, she had Bromskin there, she was the Liberty Party, she had Weah, she would call them, say, look, I hear you say your people want to do this. Please, you'll come and reason together. People want to invest in this country. If the people here, you're bringing protests and noise, they won't come. She had a line of communication with the two political leaders. As a result, she was able to have that rapport. Also, men really going back and forth too much, tough times, a lot. So it's good for the Boga administration to understand this, that if you want these things to happen, because right now CDC is threatening a major wide protest on April 6th. I see it's gaining momentum. Like today, what Keff alluded to about the Minister of Finance, people were let go today. Human Resources gave people letters to more than 100 people giving letters today. And from what I just got while I was talking just now, they are trying to come tomorrow for protest tomorrow and continue to Monday. It can affect the economy. It can be affected. Okay, I thought you guys would come and govern and just take it easy. But try to take both on a job doing this one, it's not healthy for the country. And if things happen, go all ahead tomorrow, who can you call? If you can't call Weah now when things happen to him, you call him tomorrow, you think he will answer your call? Who will calm the people down? You will call the Liberty Party people, who will calm them down? So I just hope the president and his government can understand that this country is divided. Election was held. What in Liberia we saw it. 50.6% to 49.3% was divided country. Take it or leave it. And then in his own coalition now, governing coalition, he has some problem there. The war crimes school business, Prince Joseph is feeling uneasy about that. And they're gonna have some friction. So I pray that the president is listening here. People are listening to the cause of Liberian people. Yesterday we did a call. People complain that they're not happy. They're not happy. It's not a good sign for a new government coming in power less than 60 days in office. So I pray that they will understand and come to understand that, look, you got to keep engaging the political leaders, the opposition. You got to keep them engaged. You cannot disrespect them. Okay, President Weah, to his credit, he gave President Mbaka courtesy when he traveled the country. We visited President Mbaka's house. We went to his house. We saw the EPS there. He had an office staff. We went in his office. We met with him. He had a whole staff there. When he traveled, he gave his courtesy at the airport. Everything was given. He had access to the VIP lounge. I don't think it's that Ben said. No one will go in the President Mbaka's office in a VIP lounge. No, but give access to it, respect and courtesy. So if you start from there, your honor people will start disrespecting people, continue to do it. If one of your GM ministers start disrespecting President Weah now, and it start going to that level, it's going to get bad. So I pray and hope that President Mbaka, I hope he will pick up the phone or perhaps communicate with President Weah and tell him that what happened yesterday was unnecessary. And the chief of staff, Sylvester Grisby, he's a seasoned diplomat. He understands the position, but after he promised Eugene Namu you're going to call him back, he didn't call him back. I don't think it was fair. I think he should have followed the call and handle that thing the best way. That make progress. Yesterday, the CDC chairman resigned. That was a major news. The chairman of the ruling CDC, former ruling CDC, resigned. Malo. In fact, he's the longest serving chairman of the CDC, and resigned his position as chairman of the CDC. And he wrote a long letter. But President Weah responded to him. Let me read the president respond, and you guys can just weigh in everything. Mr. Malu, I acknowledge receipt of your letter of resignation and wish to thank you for your service to the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, over the years. The CDC is a grassroots political institution, has had to constantly evolve in order to meet the needs of its constituents and the Liberian people as a whole. We look forward to yet another hopeful period of transition to a new and more vibrant leadership. I know you mentioned of several instances of disagreements with me over the period of your chairmanship. Let me remind you that what you refer to as differences were actually my insistence that we always show respect for our partisans, respect for our leaders, and adherence to the foundational tenets of the CDC. As it is with all democratic institutions, the CDC brings together Liberians from various social and political persuasions, which makes the collision of views inevitable. It is our hope that the different perspectives we express on the discourse of the day ought to strengthen our resolve to continually seek the interest of the people. We, however, appreciate your leadership and long service to the CDC. Let me also stress that the CDC has continued to engage internationally as the largest grassroots political institution in the country. I myself have maintained strong personal relationships and respect with meaningful actors and institutions of the international community. There is both a strategic and existential necessity that has kept the party a vibrant, progressive, and strong. There is a path from which we would not disengage. As we reset to reinvigorate the CDC, let us not forget the founding mantra of service to the people of Liberia at all times, with the party remaining the supreme instrument to foster this goal. Thanks for your cooperation. His Excellency George Manuel Weah, Standard Bearer. Guys, we'll go back to Grace. We'll keep our 1 minute time. What's your take on this resignation of the CDC chairman and the president respond to his resignation?
Well, I mean, I would just say less than 1 minute. People get in positions all the time, and then when it's time for them to leave, they leave. You know, it was good that he was able to actually write the president or his party chair and tell him, you know, the letter was kind of long. I read it, you know, tell him everything that he felt in his heart, and decided to, you know, quit or resign. I mean, I think he did the right thing. That was the best thing to do to keep the relationship between he and his partisans and also the chairman. There is no hard feelings here. Everybody goes a separate way. Sometimes you have job, you let the job go for maybe a better job, or you just retired. So I think that is the case with them. I don't dig too deep into CDC stuff, but I don't think anything wrong with this. I think it was a mutual understanding between the president and also the chairman. Thank you.
We have someone who been in this position before, former national chairman for party, and I'm sure he will get a lot of perspective on this whole issue. Ben Sanvee, former party chairman.
Thank you. Let me say this. First of all, it's standard operating procedure if you are the national chairman of a party and you lose an election, right? You lose a major election, and then take into consideration of how close the election was, and with CDC being a ruling party, losing the election, it's normal, right? In fact, one of the things that I was surprised at is that it didn't come earlier, right? I thought traditionally, in fact, the chairman will make the overture and go to the standard bearer and say, Mr. Standard Bearer, I accept responsibility for this defeat, and as a way of resetting, because after every election, there is a period of reset. You do a postmortem, you look at where you went wrong, you lead a transition, and if the party decides that they want you to stay, then okay, there are cases where you can stay. But like Grace said, I think, and the fact that even the former president replied him, it shows that, listen, there are, obviously everybody know that President Weah and Moba Molu was not on the best of terms since that tape came up, right? I think the reason they worked together going into the election was because they knew they were going into an election, and the respective, the mindset about the party holding together had to play a role. And so I also believe that look, at the end of the day, I think what is striking in Molu's statement is that he will remain a lifelong member of the CDC, right? You don't see him saying that, oh, he's going to leave his party. He did say he will explore options of being an advocate. You know, he will go back to that Molu. And in hindsight, I think that is probably the most effective Moba Molu for the CDC. I think the chairmanship kind of caged him to a certain extent. When Molu became chairman of CDC, you never heard him, making the radio appearances. He became more of a bureaucrat. So I think 9 times out of 10, I think what's going to end up happening here is I hope the standard bearer can work with him in some kind of capacity by virtue of the fact that he's now a former chairman of the party. I think he immediately now elevates to the governing council. He gets a seat at that level. But this is normal. This is normal. This is not outside of the realm. I know people, obviously your opposition will try to make anything out of this, right? But I think at the end of the day, let's watch and see what the CDC will do. Let's watch and see this rebranding process. When the former president came into the country, he said he was back to do his party work and to get his party to where his party was supposed to be. One thing you cannot deny is that CDC is the biggest opposition in the country. You cannot deny that they narrowly lost an election by less than 20 or 17,000 votes. So what they're going to do is how they're going to be able to put themselves together. But we wish Chairman Molu well. He's a good friend of mine. I think he's an excellent organizer. I don't think this is the last we will hear of Moba Molu in our body politics. Let's watch and see. There's a long time in politics. They said 2 months is a lifetime in politics. You never know what may happen. And let's wait and see what it will turn out. But we wish him well in his future endeavors.
Keff Hassan.
Oh well, it is what it is. He, the chairman resigned, but one thing in his letter he said he will still, he's still committed to the party, and no one is bigger than the party, So our standard bearer reply, and so far that's it. A lot of people want to make issue with that, but it happened. He decided to step aside, and I think the party will move on. Nothing much into it. A lot of people will speculate, but he decided to step aside. So that's all. Nothing.
Robert, Gagwa. Robert, can hear you. Robert
probably on the phone.
Can you hear?
Robert had someone in the office, so he.
People go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. For me, I don't really want to go into this process. I thought to move on. So basically, but again, this is a political process currently unfolding. Monba Molu is one of the chairmen of CDC are very much close to the partisan of that institution. Very close. He was one of those. So his resignation from the political institution will have to be handled meticulously. And I like how the president responded to him. I was just going through the former president responded to him, the Senate bearer, and the rest of that. And he said he's going to be very proactive with them, the civil society cycle, and the rest of that. But yeah, I would hope the CDC would use this as the letter indicated, they're going to reinvigorate the process of the party, do some rebranding process and recalibrating politically so they can get back on stage to be the new and a very popular grassroots political institution. Yes, but I want to think so. Now we do have, with this resignation, are we supposed to do things as per the constitution of the CDC, or is there going to be a special Congress to have to bring in a new chairman? And who's going to be that new chairman? That way we have to be a little mindful as to, and I want to be very blunt here. The CDC will have to be very mindful as to who's going to be the next chairman. If you brought in a chairman that would not appeal to the base of the institution, you headed for some problem. And that's where the disintegration of the political institution will start from. You need to bring someone that's supposed to appeal to those grassroots supporters. And that's my perspective, that's my stand, right? And I'm individually looking at this from that perspective. I'm looking at it from the political angle, right? So we have to now be
Mr. Minister, Ben say he's true, Mr. Minister.
No. Listen, Kev, I want to be political.
I know you want to be.
I'm saying as a pundit, not a sympathizer.
You're always always a prime.
Okay. I rest my case. I rest my case.
Yeah.
Relax. I rest my case.
You know, Tomalin, one of the reasons why I have a very good relationship with Ben is that regardless of how you see, he has vision. And you may disagree with his stance on the issues, and there are many things that I disagree with, but you know, one of the lessons learned from the Liberty Party is how they went through this whole struggle with losing Charles Bronski. And they were able to keep the brand. They were able to morph into something more respectable. And today, the Liberty Party is going to remain a household name. I say this to say that, look, first and foremost, let me acknowledge the fact that, you know, it's still a sign of respect. I read Boba Molu's letter. I think it was, you know, something that was mild-mannered. He didn't have any bad blood. He showed respect for the organization and his former president and his leader. Respect that. The response from Eugene Nyenwolo, I think it was great. It kind of softens.
Why do you prefer Eugene Nyenwolo?
No, Eugene Nyenwolo around there.
You know,
so
it came from okay, no, let's leave it alone there. But
don't be sounding this way, man.
One of the things, people, I was just about to commend your analysis, man. Give me a chance. Let me go ahead and speak, please. One of the things that I've learned from this, and I like the fact that Molu is staying because he can lead this rebranding of the CDC. I believe that the message that CDC had that catered to the downtrodden, the ordinary masses, they lost that due to the ineptitude and the lack of productivity. That message is gone. What I think the CDC should do is to contact a Ben Sanvee, contact a Musa Bellotti, talk to them about what it entails to be as a political party that has lost its taste. Because I'll tell you this, the CDC will never win an election using the message
party that called Chakla
used before. It's true. The best thing the Congress for Democratic Change can do is to rebrand into something else, give somebody else the opportunity to be the face, but George Weah as the face of that party or the CDC as a standalone party will never be a relevant political institution. It may be better. I saw it in the eyes of Ben Sanvee when he used his brilliance in making sure that it could have fought for the rebranding of the Liberty Party. I've seen that in other structures. The CDC will never be the political party that represented the ordinary masses. It is bitter, it is sad, but it's the truth. They need to find a way to find something. I'm thinking about a man, I'm not going to call his name, but the CDC needs to be strategic. It needs to remove all of the ego, and it needs to embrace this new reality that it is no longer an entity that can represent the interests of the ordinary people, and it needs to find its way to rebrand. But I respect the letter. I think Moba Molu did his part. I think that it was
we love company.
And hopefully we'll get to see more. But I would suggest they contact Ben Sanvee.
So Tomalin, guys, Robert, because saying you come and you give me 30 seconds, I come in to go. I beg you. Let me say this, and I think I disagree with Duke. I think there is a mistake, and I also disagree slightly with Sylvester Peewee, that whoever they becomes chairman of CDC got to be connected to the masses and all that thing. I disagree. And let me tell you why I disagree quickly, right? Whether we like it or not, George Weah is the engine of that party. He is the engine of that party. CDC have had chairmen come and go. One of the mistakes that these chairpersons make is that they think when they leave the CDC, they're leaving the CDC with its base. You saw the same thing happen with George Solo. George Solo was one of the most powerful chairpersons of the CDC. After he left that chairmanship, he is nothing politically in Liberia. So I think the mistake people make is to try.
George Solo was now connected to the partisan. Wait,
let me finish now.
Yeah.
I think the mistake they make, guys, is to try, like what Duke is trying to do, to downplay Mr. Weah's importance. Listen, whether you like it or not, George Weah remains that glue that holds the CDC together. And that is the reason it is. I come and do.
Boston was that glue.
I agree.
You understand the angle here.
No, but
and you know this is all true.
Dude, the apples and oranges.
Don't let Keff
and Weah. But let's talk one at a time. Bromsky and Weah are two different political leaders. Right? Two different political leaders. The CDC core base is founded on populism. And that populism is represented in George Manning Weah. That is the reason, with all of the challenges his government had, he still was able to lose an election with less than 17,000 votes. You got to give that to him. And anybody who wants to be president after Joseph Boyka, you have to deal with George Weah.
You may have to
whether you like it or not. If George Weah decides, Duke are coming. And just for a moment, I mean,
that's why I don't like when people have to.
Let me say this.
You supported President Taylor. You saw that President Taylor had a mandate that no other president in Liberian history. I find it pretty interesting.
Let me say this.
That you would say that.
Duke, you see, when you use even the Taylor analogy makes my point. There's a reason why even to this day that they tell you if Charles Taylor comes back to Liberia, he will win an election. They are populist leaders, Duke. The only other populist leader next to Charles Taylor in Liberia is George Manning Weah.
And he lost the last election.
And the reason he lost that election, we all know the reason.
He lost the last election.
This was less than 17,000 votes. But I will say this to you. Let me say this. I agree with you on one thing. Right? Not necessarily they have to call me, right? By the way, I am going to affiliate with the CDC moving forward politically. I'm making that clear. My political alliance moving forward will be with the Congress and the Coalition for Democratic Change. And I will work exceediously hard.
Are you leaving the Liberty Party?
Hey, my man, wait now. Let me finish. Let me break some news here. Let me make some news here.
Chairman, 30 seconds over now.
30 seconds. I'm the former chairman of the Liberty Party. I will work exceediously hard within my political institution so that we form an alliance with the Coalition for Democratic Change. Because you know why? The voters of the CDC is the voter of the future. The voters of the CDC is the voter of the future. And I will end on this note. If anybody in their wildest dream think that you can take George Weah and sweep him into a political dustbin, you need to wake up.
And it happened in the last election.
You see some of the things that
happened in the last election.
You see,
the popularity didn't help him.
I will end on that note now. Let me finish.
I think you're selling Weah, but the reality he has lost his golden touch.
No, Duke. Duke, let me tell you
is no
something.
longer president.
Duke,
You
listen,
can't
listen.
and you portray.
Robert, Duke, let me say this. I'm not out of fucking carrying.
Stop, guys. It's
Let me
not
finish with the
Robert's
other
turn.
fucking carrying, right?
I
Let me finish
next.
with the
I
other
need to
fucking
give
carrying.
Tomalin.
Wait, Tomalin, who's next?
I'm learning.
Oh, Lofa, is yeah?
I'm learning. Okay.
Okay.
I'm learning quickly now.
After
Right?
me, Robert
Let me
can
say
come in.
this. Let me say this, guys.
I mean, we got Lofa, relax. You don't make the call.
I
Tomalin make
beg
the
you.
call.
I
When
no, I
Tomalin say-
in this
One
case,
second.
in this
Hey,
case,
Tomalin,
I'm
wait,
going
Lofa.
you.
Hey,
in this
guys,
case,
y'all
I'm going
gotta
to
Yo,
take
wait,
it
you're
back.
like, yo, we having a
Let you go.
fascinating discussion, man. We have a
Well, now
fascinating.
you
Let me
know,
say
but
this.
Ben, here's the thing though. You used your 1 minute and you came back with this
Lofa,
whole bottle thing,
Lofa,
and now we're
Lofa.
going back and
Lofa,
forth
Lofa,
here.
the man called me. The man called me. Oh, the man called me. Oh, I felt it was important for me to say
Yeah.
something.
Okay,
I know
you
what Duke was-
responded, but
I know exactly what Duke was
2
doing.
minutes.
All the time you're doing, I could have been done.
Okay, Ben.
I know what Duke was doing, right? But let me say this, and let me also say this, right? One of the things that I think, and from with a political eye, the CDC, I continuously, and I will continue to say this, the CDC remains the most, if not the most viable and vibrant alternative. In fact, the country has pivoted. Unfortunately, I'm now a fan of two-party states. The country in the last election showed that they have pivoted towards a two-party solution. Now, the test of this will be in 2029. Because you know what? All the last 3 elections that we've had, the people who have won those last 3 elections have the 2 men and that 1 woman have been on the national ticket since 2005. So 2029 will be the only other election where you will find only maybe George Weah will be on a ticket. But Joe
When
Biden,
Dr. Muniba will say election.
let me just leave that.
Yeah, Lofa, let you from Lofa.
Thank you, Tomalin. You know, I like that. I'm not going to address it. The fact that it is already discussed, but I'm going to just revert on something here, and I want to address this part specifically because Duke, we talked about this, bro. Here's my concern, right? I see where you come from with this issue of getting people off their feet and putting them in a situation where they have to explain themselves. They have to do these things because this is where we find ourselves in a society where people do certain things and feel like they can justify their decisions based on political rhetorics. You're doing a great job at it. And like I said, we'll talk about this after here. But here's my thing, right? I want to go back a little bit on the previous conversation we had, and I'm purposely doing this to set an example, bro. The reason why Liberians decided to vote President out of office is because of all of those things that you mentioned that he didn't do right. So they thought the best person to bring in office is the, in quotation, self-proclaimed, experienced, most educated group of people or president in President Buhari to
agree.
come and transform Liberia.
We agree.
Unfortunately, they are literally mimicking everything that President Weah did, or probably even worse. And the fact that you would sit here and say, well, President Weah did the same thing, that's why we got rid of him. We moved President Weah so that those experienced government officials can come in and put us on the right trajectory. When we continue to fall back on what President Weah did, then we are not providing alternatives. We are not providing the right option to move Liberia forward. Okay, so we need to get rid of President Weah is out of the picture. As of the day the election, the final decision was announced, we forgot about him. Our focus became.
We should forget what happened during racism, right? Because
no, you speak to what happened during racism.
We should just continue talking about inequality because
here's the thing, right? It is true that you can speak and educate people on racism, but
then who determines how somebody speaks?
You cannot continue to dwell on why you cannot progress based on racism.
You use history and occurrences, right, to provide clarity for the future. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right, but you cannot say because it happened because George Weah was in office, so the repeat of such action should not be highlighted and condemned.
Lofa, we agree. We agree.
Okay, so we agree on that. So why are we continuously dwelling on George?
Because we agree.
Right. Okay, so going forward,
okay.
Yes, going forward.
Exactly my point.
No, that is not your point, Duke.
No, that is my point because you don't
your
know my
point here is we cannot speak to George. We cannot speak to Honorable Boykai's misstep or people who disagree.
What was discussing here now? What was discussing?
I can speak about Honorable Boykai's misstep,
right,
and also make reference to history.
Robert, weigh on this.
I care about my brother Ben Sanvee, but also highlight instances where we have disagreed on issues. It does not stop.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? So here's my thing. Going forward, here's my thing. I'm saying if we are going to move Liberia forward, we cannot continue to dwell on the missteps of President Weah and say Honorable Boykai's missteps justifies his decision. Now, to speak to Molu's letter, hey, dude, this thing is simple. If you work for any institution and you feel like you're not meeting your objective, your goals, you can simply just walk out. That is plain and simple. The man felt like he came in, he was hired to do a piece of job. He failed miserably because they did not win the election. So he decided to give someone else the opportunity to come and hopefully move the institution forward. I don't think we should sit here and continue to pound on this. The CDC is an institution, okay? They have the bylaws. They have the way of governing themselves. So I am not here to focus on an institution that I am not a part of. I can only contribute to the social aspect of the conversation. It was kind of funny that they both were going back and forth. That's it. At the end of the day, I want to focus on major issues that are happening in Liberia, and that is what I'm going to focus my attention. Molu can go back to preaching or go back to Ghana and pray for what's going on in Ghana. That's not my focus. I don't care about Molu's decision. Let the CDC exactly with that. That my focus here is what is happening in Liberia from a broader perspective in the national concern. Molu's decision is his decision. Whether he was getting paid for it, I don't care. It is their political party. Let them deal with it. Let's focus on something far better than Molu's deciding to walk out of his party when, of course, he did not get his job done. They lost the election. Nobody cares. Moving forward. Thank you.
What's the from Robert on this issue quickly?
No, Tomalin, you are the moderator here, man. Duke cannot be Lofa cannot be telling you what to do yet.
No, I'm not telling you what to do.
Wait, Lofa, this is my turn now. This is my turn now. So give me a chance.
Well, you mentioned me though. You mentioned me, so I had to respond. You mentioned me, I had to respond.
You can't detect to who's speaking.
Well, you mentioned me, so I had to respond. Don't mention me if you want to speak to it. Don't mention me if you want to speak to it.
Give me a chance to speak.
You can respond to me after the fact.
You can respond to me after the fact.
No, I can't wait.
You can respond to me after the fact. This is my turn.
Robert,
if you want to respond to me,
I will respond to you.
Okay, wait for your turn to respond.
Please not. Robert,
you don't dictate to who's speaking, who doesn't speak yet.
Robert, after
I can address that.
No, you can't. You can do that after my turn. Get my turn.
Robert, after Kev spoke, I came to you, but I think you
I know, but then I was supposed to go. At least I was supposed to go next, right?
No, after you have.
The point is, the point is, whoever you call, I respect it. If you the moderator, be the moderator. Lofa cannot be making determining factor who's speaking next.
Oh yes, I do. Robert, don't dictate what is determined.
Lofa, serious no, you being disruptive. Let him
speak. You've been disruptive. I wasn't interrupting you.
He's entitled to say what he wants to say.
Guys, let
him speak.
You don't run anything yet. You don't detect who's speaking, who doesn't speak.
Yeah, my man, y'all let's stop now. Y'all let's move forward. The show is we're going having a good show.
Robert.
Go ahead, Robert. Robert gotta go.
Okay, I
think he gotta go.
Guys,
you,
guys, we know that we just wanted in this first month, second month.
I gotta go out and follow the show.
Chairman gotta go.
No, I gotta go. I gotta take my daughter for birthday.
When you be joining the CDC officially.
But guys, let me say this, guys. You know something? Guys, let me just comment on this issue and then make progress. I hope Robert come before that time. But look, guys, honestly, Molu has been he was a very hard worker, strong. I mean, one of the longest chairman. He been there from day one, and to his credit, he has a very good rapport with the partisans and the mobilization. How to get the partisans together, but honestly, that Ben said earlier, when Molu when that issue came out with that tape, I mean, honestly, you can put yourself in person weird shoes. And then when somebody you close to somebody's if you betrayed by that person, the relationship will be hard to get back together. It'll be hard. And that what's happened, and what really happened. And from the time, but President will give we are credit because we are could have said I want him out, but we are knew that they were going to election year 2, and Molu with the relations with the party, he said, well, we'll move on, and he came Molu as chairman of the party. And they went through the elections. But also, too, you don't forget now, it was only Chairman Molu that CDC lost the stronghold twice to DeLong. That was a stronghold that CDC kept since 2005. They won that. Most of it was CDC's stronghold. And they lost this on Molu twice. And then again, Sadio said election, he won the election for the seat of President Weah. And then the guy of Kamara's seat, he won his seat too. Lost election in Lofa too, the Jala and so forth. But in the 2023 election, Molu CDC lost election to Weka. And like anybody who in politics will know that whenever you have a major election that such a what happened, always a rebranding change happens, and it happened. But we cannot take Molu for the fact that Molu was a strong chairman. He really mobilized sedition. The problem how Molu was, I always tell him, Molu, you cannot shy away from the camera. You only go on party headquarters and speak to the partisan at all. I've never seen you have a press conference or go on a talk show to talk on a platform to engage the people. And you're very eloquent. You're a very smart guy. You understand politics, but by keeping away too, you could use that occasion to engage the Liberian people, but you didn't do all of that. And so, for CDC to move forward, we do some rebranding. And make no mistake, if you understand Liberian politics, CDC is the major opposition party in the country. And like Ben said, anyone who desires to run for 2029, if President Weah is running for 2029, it'll be a tough. You can't just think you kick him out. He remains a strong candidate, regardless of how election results ended 2023. George Weah is a hustle in Liberian politics. Like him or hate him. Okay? If you think I'm joking, George Weah decided to drive to take a walk tomorrow on Broad Street or throughout the city. You'll be surprised the kind of turn he'll get. Okay, if people, I mean, that's how our politics is today. You cannot take it for the fact. He's a major opposition leader, and he has not made up his mind whether he's going to run or not. I know it'll be decided in the next few months or so, but he cannot say whether he will run. He will run 2029. But if anyone, assume that President Weah is not running, if anyone want to be president, if you think you're leaking out, you will not engage him to help you make that case. I think you're really making a mistake. But if Weah decides to run, it will be don't forget, next 2029 you have that will happen. Baga will not run, I'm sure. Baga will be 85. The woman will not run, I can tell you for that. So
no, you don't say that though. You don't know power.
Tomalin, we are not winning no more election in Liberia.
Let me finish.
Let
me finish. Because trust me, right? CDC got the Ben settled. CDC Ben 2004. That party been existent. They have their base. And one thing about sedition, they got that party is split. You got the Weah, you got the sedition. The Weah I put in who they care. If whether Weah can do anything, they will stand by him. That the Weah group. And they plenty too. The sedition, they are loyal partisans. Don't forget it. I saw it during the close of the rally in Liberia for the runoff. I was shocked what I saw that day. So don't dismiss it. He's a firebrand. He's a force in Liberian politics. And I tell you, Grace, the people that are running that we hear that want to run 2029. I know my friend and brother Jeremiah Kunsi will be running. I know Snow say he won't run.
Oh, he already said that.
I come in now. Moniba, the foreign minister now, Yombly, Delon, all the people that won't run 2029.
Me.
Okay, and Lofa Julius, tell me, on a serious note, if these people see running, first of all, they want to see the constituent guy, their base. 2023 election, we know a lot of time, but guess what? You saw the result. You saw the result. Take it or leave it. Citizen, I mean, look, the Ben said already, we should account to the fact that there are almost 2 parties in Liberia now, because I can tell you, ANC is doing it on their own, unique coalition. Okay? The CP.
We are by himself. Somebody we are by himself always can get around 29% of the vote in the
we can get
by himself.
His base.
After the next 6 years, we will not get that.
So it's possible we are just come back. It's possible we are can come back to the
analysis.
Okay, any election like right,
but these were the same analysis that were being pushed around, and we saw what happened.
But there are factors that play.
No, let me tell you this.
We can come out to the presidency.
If we really go back to the results in the first and second round,
since 2005,
the last election was rigged.
2005, Ellen won. 11, Ellen won. 17, we are one. 23, Waga won. 2 parties, UP. They put and did win election. Tell me now. And all the people are running. I call the name again. I hear all the people that especially so. If UP, if the performance is this small, you're making things hard for a coon, honestly. But if except they really rise up to the standard and perform the level of the
they hit the nail. They hit it. For we have to not come out to the presidency. Waka will have to perform very well.
Exactly. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, I wish I
if you want to be honest, even though our expectation of progress is not what could potentially happen, Joseph Boyka does not have to do much to exceed CDC. It is a fact. Joseph Boyka does not have to do much to exceed George Weah performance. This is why I keep telling you.
You have to do much.
He does not have to.
You have to do much.
No, he doesn't have to.
Let's go back to the metrics. Go back to the metrics.
Performing. Look, dude. Sylvester, let's be real here. George Weah led one of the most underperforming government in the history of Liberian politics.
That is untrue. That is untrue. That is untrue.
And we thought, economically speaking, this government made more people poorer. The downturn, the analysis is a fact.
That is not true.
Pee-wee, 1 second, sir. 1 second. Yes. The cumulative economic numbers output for the Weah administration was by far worse than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Okay? Let's be truthful here. Worse than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I'm not talking in circles.
You were getting information from Duke.
No, I want to believe Duke. You've mixing the numbers here, and let me say this.
I'm not missing the numbers. I'm telling you the overall economic output, the overall economic numbers, right? Both. Let's go back, right? The overall economic numbers poor. If I put Ellen, I wouldn't even put a comparison between Ellen first term and Weah first term.
Competitive
average. Ellen Johnson overperformed George Weah administration. It's a fact. You guys led a horrible government. You created a rising unemployment. You did not have any solution to the Liberian people's problem.
Hold on 1 second. Let's go one at a time, guys. Let's go one at a time.
Thank you, Judge. It is quite unfortunate that he will misinform the population about what is unfolded in the past 2 administrations competitively here. The Weah administration, what they did, they also increased employment line in the Republic and brought more economic viability in a lot of our sector areas. For instance, see if we talk about suburban or suburbs part of Monrovia, the Balanceville moving towards Mount Barclay, there's a huge and extraordinary economic value put into those areas because of the pavement and employment of a lot of young people into the country. We did not only diversify the economy, but we expanded the economy. Go to Ganta today and see what's happening in Ganta. Go to Ganta and see what's happening. We raised the revenue poise. We raised it from the astronomical level in terms of the money that come down to the consolidated account. We did not want to stop there. The president built more feeder road and primary roads. Those feeder road and primary road brought economic viability across the 15 political subdivisions of the Republic of Liberia. We didn't stop there.
What we did, we promoted the Liberian-owned businesses by ensuring that, for instance, most of our importers before in the country, we have a lot of international importers. Today we have 27 importers. All the 27 importers, we have 19 of them are Liberians, empowering Liberians so that they can employ folks in the local economy. The president didn't stop there. We brought about free tuition and we digitized the University of Liberia, the first time in the history of the Republic of Liberia. He didn't stop. The first time he introduced the wax tuition payment. Today you started, the university students are not in school. You started, they're not in school today. During our reign, 1 minute, during our reign, there was no
Let's go one at a time, guys.
Few seconds.
Yeah, you'll get a time to respond. Let's go one at a time. Let's go one at a time.
Today, you started in less than 30 days. Yes, the University of Liberia students are out of school because of misappropriation and mismanagement of the process of how the tertiary educational system should be engaged. We did not do that. We infrastructurally changed the base of the University of Liberia, both campuses, the Fender's campus and not the main campus. We digitized it and we brought some infrastructure changes in terms of the pavement of the university compound. There was huge improvement in terms of young people across. Go to West Point and see the recreation development that was done into those sectors areas. New Kutai, Banansville, Tusafi, and the rest of the areas. Okay. The Lofa Road, and we expanded the area. Lastly, what we did about the power grid, we put close to 200,000 plus on the ADC power grid and expanded it in more than 68 new communities, including the community that I live, the Dixie community and Depot Carway.
Okay.
That's what the president did. And that's what the kind of thing that.
Let me ask the question. Let me ask the question. Then I go. I'll use that.
I come in, guys. Please. We're not many.
The question is for you.
Guys, please. I beg you now. So, guys, I beg you. We speak with everybody. I'll give everybody time to speak within less than not more than 2 minutes, please. So we'll go Lofa, Keff, then do. So 2 minutes each, guys.
Can I take your time to ask the question? Then
okay, go ahead, Keff. You can take my time. Go ahead.
Duke, I just want you to be specific with me here. Specific. I don't want all the explanation. Tell me the numbers from Ellen and the numbers on George Weah, because you said people were under George Weah will become poorer than Ellen. Just give me numbers. Don't give me stories.
Kev, first and foremost, Kev, 1 second. First and foremost, Kev, on this show, on several occasions, right? I covered that particular point.
Yeah, I know. Just give me it now.
No. 1 second, please. I know what you're trying to do. You and myself not going to go there.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes.
Let me go into my point here, Tomalin.
Okay.
First and foremost, let me say on the show, I have more than 17 years in finance, a deep background in this area, more than the Keff Hassan and any other person who will question me on the show. Let me just start with that. You know, Sylvester Peewee, on several occasions during the election.
So you don't have the numbers?
Those talking points.
Go ahead.
I see you guys, man. I see you guys.
Those talking points that you used, right, are the reason why Liberians show up to the polling station and voted we are out. I was in Liberia. Tommy George saw me on several occasions in Liberia. I was there. I went to register to vote, and I went there, stayed throughout the entire election. And I'm familiar with what I saw. The same argument about roads that were being pushed here is the reason why George Weah got booted. Because when you go across the country today, you start asking the question, where are the roads? Let me remind you, during Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's first term, her overall economic growth was 7.65%. George Weah regressively was in the negative. That's just Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's first term. The worst term, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's worst term, she was still more productive than the George Weah administration. If you added it, if you did a cumulative average, you will find that economically speaking, in terms of productivity, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration have positive economic numbers more than the George Weah-led administration. You want to talk about employment? You see, those kind of arguments can only fly with people who don't know. You went into government and bloated government payroll by putting partisans into government position when you did not even have the money to pay those salaries. Our argument was that government jobs should not be the way to kickstart the economy, pushing for a vibrant private sector. You sat there and you learned us. We were on the show. We criticized and said it was a bad strategy to continue to increase the payroll of government and put people in position, and instead focus on improving the economy to build the private sector. Let's finally talk about Liberian small businesses. You want to tell me that George, we are small businesses? We're finding that coming out closer on there.
It's time. It's time. You're going cycle. You're just
that's
cycle.
You are going in cycle because you're speaking as a propagandist for George Weah. I'm giving you fact.
No, I'm not speaking as a propagandist.
You left more Nigerian businesses destroyed.
No, when it comes to policy issue, I don't speak as a propagandist.
Guys, let's talk one at a time.
Don't come on the show and lecture us because we know what happened in Liberia. George Weah was an unproductive president and will continue to speak about it.
Lofa got 2 minutes too.
Okay, and I probably wouldn't even need that much time. The 2 minutes we talked about, based on what we discussed today. I'm assuming we are on our closing statements, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Based on what we discussed today, first and foremost, I want to be appreciative to all of our listening audience and those of you who contributed to our brother Andrew's well-being. I'm very grateful, and the entire team is grateful of all of your contribution and in however way you did it. Thank you so much. Regarding Mobile Molu's resignation, hey, the man was tired. He felt the need to walk away. Like at any job, if you just cannot produce to the maximum, you don't feel like you're well suited, it's okay for you to walk away to maintain your sanity. And I think in this case, that's what Mobile Molu decided to do. So I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not going to focus on that. CDC can deal with that. When it comes back to the public sphere where we have to get into elections, we will deal with that. Until then, my only recommendation to my brother from Lofa County, Mobile Molu, go to Ghana and reestablish your church and get blessings from God. And then I'm not doing my 2 minutes here. Finally, finally, okay, 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds regarding the see, you made me lose my train of thought, man. Anyway, do proper said doing this, but bro, for real. All right, let me speak to the War Economic Crimes Court issue, right? I want to commend my President Joseph Numa Boykai, for making sure that we get to this point, stepping on the pedal, push the gas. We need to make sure that justice is provided for all Liberians. Disrespecting the former president with the issue of the airport, I think you can do better at that and make sure that you guys don't repeat that error, that mistake in however way. But going forward, I want to commend you for the decision on the War and Economic Crimes Court. Going forward, I may join Duke to start defending you in every way, shape, or form. We've got to defend you on this platform to make sure that we can highlight you as the best compared to President George Weah.
Thank you. 1847.
I hear from Peewee. Peewee, go ahead. Then we'll go back to Duke. Then we'll wrap it up, man.
Yeah, basically. So normally on this platform, Duke, I don't regularly. Normally speak here as a propagandist, right? When I'm engaged in my consulting line, I do those things, but I speak on policy issue. I'm a policy-driven element, and I believe in interpreting the policy matters. So I don't come here with a kind of mindset. So if you came in to try to draw some level of caricature here, to draw a line about analogy between the both administrations, no, I'm not. What I said was realistic. I practically interpreted what unfolded in the country and what brought some economic value and transformation in the country. That's what unfolded. Now, part of the reason why George Weah lost the election was just part of the negative propaganda that spread out in the country about a lot of things. People missing, and Liberians themselves were very disingenuous in giving mis and disinformation about the process. It's not about realistic processes that were unfolding. We are putting into place some policies that were directly reflective on the people of Liberia. And right, so see the number that he was defeated. These are very infinitesimal number. If you have to see the process and do a real run of the country, you will know that President Weah performed very well in terms of that. So competitively, in terms of the rating and the viability of the economy and all of the sectors that were moving into the country, were we there at the time? No. Now, there was some other exogenous factor that may have pulled the government down, but the president may have put into place major policy transformation process to hook up certain things to move our country forward. It was not that So those kind of a knee-jerk way of reacting to things, no, not in that manner. We were not engaged in propaganda, no, but we were trying to put into place parts. So all of the time we interacted on our shows, from the Crossfire and other shows that we both met in Monrovia. We appear on OKFM together in Monrovia, you can recall.
Yeah,
so
we're on OKFM.
There were realistic effort put into place. So there were policy prescriptions. It's not on the basis of propaganda. We can see them. Why you think today the university students they were moved on quite recent days and the rest of that. Currently, you can't even pay the faculty staff at the university to allow them to move to carry on their regular academic work and the rest of that. No, trust me. That's why I say you don't have to like him, but he's a very consequential political element in our country. And mind you, if the only way President Buya cannot come back to power as president, if Joseph Boakai were to extraordinarily perform and outperform the president in these 6 years we are moving to. Other than that, that's my prediction. Other than that, I see President Buya coming back to the Liberian president. Don't overlook him. The man alone is almost 30% of the vote across the country. He alone by himself. You don't overlook him. He's a very serious and political element in the republic.
Sylvester.
That's what I want to say to you. Yes.
Sylvester.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, I thought you were asleep. Wake up from your dream.
Yes. So I'm saying, no, I'm not sleeping. I will be sleeping. So I'm sleeping talking, right? I'm realistic. Lofa, right? And I will invite you, Lofa, to join us back in the country soon, because we are now planning to go back in the country and bid so that we can move the country politics. It's very important. And that's why this coming elections, many people will
we talk about it. We talk about this.
People in the house. Some serious people on the platform.
People let the man go.
Arguments that will be on the platform.
So,
let me
we got 2 minutes.
One thing I love this show. It allows us to have a conversation, right? And irrespective of our viewpoints.
Right.
But I love to see the Liberian people. People, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a few months ago. A lot of people were cheering over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're insulting you now. Suddenly, I'm their enemies, right? But I love it. You've got to have thick skin. You have to know that these things happen in politics. Look, economically speaking, the last government lost, right, its opportunity to impact the lives of the Liberian people. When my brother P, we talk about economic value, what economic value? Let's quantify it. Let's talk about jobs. Tell me, Josh, you were on the show when we had the former finance minister and I asked him, Mr. Minister, where is the data? Where can we look to see how much jobs you created? The former finance minister Samatua said, oh, we don't have it. In Africa, we don't have any ways of measuring that. I reminded him, I said, no, Uganda's got a way of quantifying it. Then we talk about corruption. People remember the PL488, but I talk here about the core report and the 16 billion. Those were the errors of our past. In conclusion, look, I don't have any hate towards George Weah.
But the core report didn't say that.
The government of Liberia conducted a forensic audit to provide clarity on all of the things that were not provided to those independent auditors. Go look at it, my brother. Let's look at the facts. In the end, I don't hate anybody. I just like to talk and stand for the truth. All right? And just closing quick, God, not Tomalin want me to just keep quiet so you go now. We have to be bold. We have to be courageous. I said this on the show. Going forward, I am not going to allow with any political party. I'm going to stay in the middle. There's a reason why. Because I want to be bold enough. I don't want anybody holding me back from my thoughts, right? That's not what I want to do. But I want to be daring. I want to be courageous. But we have to do better. The Joseph Boakai administrations now has got the opportunity to change. 100 days, trust me, 100 days will come in here and we'll examine. But we must also say, in all the world, if we must hold Joseph Boakai accountable, we should make references of the past as well. That the former president dropped the ball. Yes, we have to hold him accountable, make sure they're doing what they need to do, but it doesn't stop us from referencing what transpired in the past, and that's all I'm trying to do. But great show today, guys. Chief Tomalin, hopefully, I can see you at the high table and stuff, so we can be able to better conversate.
Yeah, but guys, let me say this. Before I say this, let me recognize one of our regular followers, of this show. Yesterday was his birthday. We went on yesterday. Mr. Alvin Logan, the owner and founder of and the show Residential and Consulting Limited in Indiana, the USA. Yesterday was his birthday. Alvin is always on the show. He's always contributing to causes here. Alvin, happy belated birthday from all of us on the closing argument. And I know you very well. You're a very good gentleman. You and I were part of the Firestone group, we're part of the Basel group, so we're in the same organization. So I know you very well. Happy birthday, Alvin. And also to Ben's daughter, Bella. Today, Bella turns 10 years old. And I want to say very happy birthday to Bella. You know, wish you a good God blessings upon you and everyone that come across you. But guys, honestly, let me tell you this. In the last since the election, there have been, and I will say this, I will repeat, if you think George Weah is not a formidable force in our politics, you must be dreaming. Election is not an academic exercise in Liberia. It's about the kind of voters' apathy. Don't forget. Look, let me tell you something, guys. Already, there have been, I won't call names, I won't embarrass no party, but there are some parties, official parties from other parties. They have already started engaging the CDC. Why are they doing it? Because they know that the pathway to any success of the presidency, CDC will be a factor. If George Weah is on the ballot 2029, and I can tell you that people said, if the UP government, if they don't perform well, if they don't perform well and deliver the promises they made to the Liberian people, and George Weah is on the ballot, I can tell you, you won't be surprised. CDC they will be rebranded. They'll have a coalition that will come up and they will move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's no party can stand alone say they're going to run election and win Liberia. It's not going to happen. I've been asking the question. I asked the party people, I said, well, what's up? They said right now we're planning to have a retreat to come to see our best. Right now, you got Musa, ability, you got a Yombly factor. So right now, and the two are in the legislature. They got to fix the problem first. And then UP Alliance. You already know that because of the job issue and everything, they have a problem among themselves. Who know what happened? CDC get their own issues too, we agree. But it's that too. If CDC decide to come to rebrand and get other people to join them, you cannot say George Weah don't stand no chance at the presidency. Don't say that. Okay? In as much I don't like this guy in America, a Trump. That's what happening now. The man's about to become the nominee. He's a man who got 91 felony count on him. He about to be the nominee of the Republican Party, which I know very well that Biden will be at the end of the day. That I know of. Okay, I mean, I'm independent. I'm speaking what I know, what I feel. But honestly, guys, George Weah remains a factor in Liberian politics. You cannot dismiss him. Okay, if George Weah decides to run 2029. The people that who said I yesterday running, the names I just called. Tell me, my people. And look, John, and what will happen if I will come out of Peabody? If the UP government, if they do not perform well and deliver, they made a lot of promises, if they can't deliver it. Right now, we're already talking about people are leaving, taking people from their jobs. The final ministry, 150% received a letter. They were out. Okay. You see the issue of tenure issues going on right now. People are talking about it. So if they cannot really deliver, and the CDC start making noise, people start talking about it, lives of the people are not impacted, it's a problem. So make no mistake, I repeat, do not count George Weah out of our politics.
No.
And so he says, I want to run. If he said he want to run, he can be a kingmaker. The Joe, I don't know if he endorse whoever he will endorse and come to right now, that person stand a chance. So don't dismiss him because
that's his best chance.
No, if the man say he's running, do. If the man running, you know what I mean? Already people have already said they will join CDC. They won't come back. They won't join CDC now. Allow CDC because they feel that they are currently telling you two party. You saw the result.
Chief Tommy and I having him, man.
Tomalin, since we're closing, can I just quickly announce the definer amount that was raised for tonight's year? So, in closing, folks, again, we want to use this opportunity to thank you guys for all of your contribution. We raised a total of $2,700. $2,700 United States dollars.
Thanks, people.
That was
Thanks.
actually provided, and that is not including all of those who made promises. I know some people said they were going to, but the actual amount that was provided to me, cash value from what Dr. Peabody received, is $2,700, and we are grateful. We went way above what we expected
Yeah,
tonight.
900. But besides that, like you said though, there are others who send it on their phone numbers. Some people actually, so maybe we would hit more than 3,000. And I want to say,
Right.
thanks to everyone who contributed to that young man's situation. I can tell you, God will bless you, because look, they say when God is in something,
yeah,
you see the result. Because honestly, you guys who know about fundraising on platform, sometimes it takes around 2-3 days before you reach your target.
Oh yeah,
in less than an hour, we raised that amount of money for this guy, and we exceeded the amount. God is in it, and really, I pray that Andrew Masakwa will find relief, and he will get this iron taken off from his leg.
Right.
He will be calm and be well, so he can go back to do his profession as he was trained to do. But God, I want to thank the guys again. Look, guys, the issue about this protest. I hearing protests coming on. Protest. Is it getting serious?
Tomalin, you don't want to end the show tonight. Bring protest. Tomalin don't want to end the show tonight. Okay.
Jerry, I pray that they handle this thing the best way possible, because, and my last thought, the 10-year officials, today they want to quote, right? The Justice in Chamber, Judge Kabar, issue a rate of prohibition. They want to quote today, the government failed to show up. The justice minister should have shown up. Oswald Twe, the justice minister should have shown up, but he did not. So I think they will be rescheduled. But 10 officials are still they're still working, and I pray that they handle this in the best way possible. Because if the Lord, people making all kinds of talk, right? Interpreting the law, and I want to call Amara Kone, because Amara Kone, I was told today that you, Sebastian Mua, and other officials of the administration, you guys, the one that crafted this act of the 10-year issues of LTA, especially LTA, and you guys have been silent. I know honestly you guys support you people, but I don't think it's fair to the.
No, it was not. It was not American. It wasn't part of the legislature.
American, Sebastian, I got a whole thing today. The LTA, I guess. They had the architect behind it. I got a whole thing, the whole scoop today. Okay, and then the whole crafted that act, that LTA something, that LTA whole arrangement, LTA. A regulatory body of in the country. I did my due diligence though, honestly. And one of the guys too, before I go, there was a report yesterday that one of the guys who withdrew from the case, two other commissioners, one Osborne Dix and one Jimmy Bowie, withdrew from the case. I spoke to Jimmy today. Jimmy said he did not. You know how Osborne Dix put his name on our list. He did not withdraw from this case. He's still part of the case. He said he's traveling. When he get back, he will make it public. He already communicated to his colleagues. He's still part of the case at the Supreme Court that suing the Liberian government. So he know how they need got on that list. But he's part of the case stay. And I think the Supreme Court, the Justice Chamber issue a writ of prohibition. We'll see what happens. Guys, I think it was a good show. And yeah, Susan, I understand. Susan pays. She's tired. That's good, Susan. Thank you. But guys, thank you, man. Thank you. But guys, are
great show, man. Great show.
Yeah. I see Henry in the back order. He beating me. He mad. He said, "Why we didn't take calls today?" The kid just mad at me. I don't know why. But Henry, if you want to take a call, it's on you though. For me, I want to go to bed.
It's
on you.
Guys, you know. But guys, so I want to appreciate everybody, man. You guys, keep on making the platform great.
Look.
Oh.
We done. We got a petition. Kev, when I come here again with standard school of nursing numbers, right? Economic numbers.
Look, Gongo, we'll give 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So guys, I just wanted to make a quick comment on the two-party state. You know, there are two sides to this debate. Here is my view on this. For the past 18 years, there are 3 persons who have been on the ballot. Former President Weah, former President L.M. Johnson Sirleaf, and President Boubacar. So they got new recognition across the country. So in 2029, for us to conclude that Nigeria has moved towards effective two-party state, we have to cross 2029 election. If in 2029, President Weah is not on the ballot and we end our UP and CDC, then we can effectively conclude that we are now in a two-party state. But if Weah is on the ballot, we can attribute, if he performs well, we'll attribute that performance to the fact that he has been on national ballot for more than 18 years. Okay, so he got new recognition. That's my thought on this. Okay, and I mean, I can't say much, I can't lay, but I just wanted to contribute to this two-party state debate.
Yeah, but quickly, man. You have an idea about that? About I don't know. As a Roman I'm hearing, maybe because you are a research man, you research a lot. This issue about the State Department sending people in Liberia this week. You have any thought about that?
Yeah. My background information that I gathered so far, the ambassador at large for the State Department, she is responsible for war crime and human rights. She has visited Liberia, I think, in the last 1 year 5 times. Amazingly, there is for some reason there is a list of focus on Liberia by the State Department. So even during the
not within the brush, within the region, that make it clear. It's a region.
Where
the region. So it's not the brother region. So it's not specific.
I'm concerned about Liberian, so I'm concerned about.
Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
So yeah, she's arriving in Liberia on Sunday.
Wow.
My information shows that she's going to be having an exclusive meeting with the Chief Justice of Liberia, with the Minister of Justice, and 2 other leading lawyers. And that meeting will be here at the American Embassy, behind closed doors.
Wow.
There might be a reason. We don't know. But I think that meeting, from all indication, there's a smoke somewhere. Something is cooking somewhere.
And let me just buttress what my brother Gunglo just said. In my 30 minutes or so conversation with Dr. Alan White, I can buttress that statement. Therefore, yesterday, we had about 30 to 45 minutes conversation, Dr. Alan White and myself. And yes, I can definitely buttress that.
Wow. So,
yes.
I mean, guys, look, and I said it to them, one of my chat room. I said, look, if President Boaga is pushing for that war crime school to be established in Liberia, I'm all for it.
Of course.
He has my unflinching support, and we'll support him. We'll defend it and help him defend it. The culture of impunity got to come to an end. It's not for one person.
No, it's not.
I tell you, I made it clear today. Our democracy, the bigger obstructionist to our democracy in Liberia,
Prince Johnson,
that those who are involved in the war crimes stuff.
So the big question
will be more than that. Let me tell you guys this. During the campaign, if you guys can recall, you might not have listened to Monitor Spoon that day. The now Vice President Kun, Jeremiah Kun, who is considered Prince Johnson's son, appeared on Spoon Network and declared support for the war establishment of war and economic crimes code. He did. It's on record. Just go to Spoon. So for me, even all of these hoodoo baloo and fear tactics, Senator Johnson is in support of the war crime code. In 2011, when Senator Johnson spoke, I secretary NUDP convention. He declared support for the war, the establishment of the war in economic.
No, that's not what he has been saying lately, because he has been on the pulpit insulting the president for even bringing up the discussion of war crimes code. So we're not going to buy into that. We know everybody, even in the end, when George Weah started whispering about war crimes code, he took it personal and he distanced himself. The same way he did with Joseph Boyka about a few weeks ago, when those news came. He even attacked some people on social media. So Prince Johnson is not in favor of the war crimes code. I think it's a political talk. We all know where he stands. I pray.
God, we can't start it. We can't restart it, too, guys. Henry gotta go. Henry Reddy gotta go. We cannot start the show. We can't start the show over. We can't start the show over. We gotta call it a night.
Prince Johnson got
we'll be back here. We'll be back here on Friday.
Situation. The reason why he jumped in that war crime code is anybody, when you on the war crime code issue, anybody call and say, my man, I'm looking for money. I'll have to pay international lawyer. Can't give money. That's why he does. That's why he takes a war crime business and put on his head, because he cashed out on it.
He shouldn't worry about that. They'll provide a lawyer for
No,
him.
hey,
You will
Jerry,
see
let me
he-
tell you
Are you telling me there are some of you who are in support of Prince Johnson will financially sponsor
never
you in defense of the war?
Never in my
But it
life.
seems like an agenda. You know, tell me.
Mr. Gombro, Mr. Gombro, I've never
Tell me.
supported Prince Johnson.
No, I think. Let me tell you something.
Guys.
I'm not accusing the boss man here. I'm not saying that about him. But you know what I've noticed?
But look, I heard that you support. You get something.
No man, but I know there are some people. I know that there are some people who are more aligned on the lines of tribalism and will be supportive of Prince Johnson in the back end, right? And in public, they will argue about it. I don't want it to be a wish hunt. I don't think it's a wish hunt, but I think the country needs this to be able to ascend to where it needs to go. That's just the only point. I have nothing personal against President Weah or Prince Johnson. I just hope the president can retire in peace and play football and make some music. I need some music, man.
Guys, the people want to hear from Henry. Guys, the people want to hear from Henry. Let's hear from you. Henry, let's hear from you. Go ahead. Henry, take us home. Henry, take us home.
Henry, go ahead.
So that Apple, he said he back in the country to do his party job.
You see, Tomalin. So is he gonna be making more music because I want to hear it now?
Tomalin, let Henry talk.
You'll be
Henry, let's hear from you. Close up. Take us home, Henry.
Guys, thank you, man. Henry, take us home, buddy.
Thank you.
It has been a very fascinating show. Let me say many thanks to you guys there. It has been very, very fascinating. You know, it takes a time to inform the Liberian people on these issues that are affecting and making them to make wrong decisions. So I always appreciate you guys for providing the platform and to make them knowledgeable about some of these things that they have no idea on. So it is an opportunity for them always. So that 2029 will make the right decision for the betterment of this country. But at the moment, we are already into it, so we have to go through it for the 6 years. Nothing can change.
The argument is on.
So we'll close
it. Vote Lofa.
Vote Duke. Once around the counter, man.
Come on. Around the Dubai area, please.
Good Friday, guys.
And I tell you, it has been fascinating, educative, and informative in the closing argument. Many thanks to our panelists. Let me say many thanks to the team there at Hot FM 107.9 for reeling this program. The team there at Truth FM 96.9, Nima Kante, Sakta PA, and other affiliate radio stations. Many thanks to our follow-up for your listening role as well. You are very important to us. It is because of you that we are here. Join the team on Friday for another edition of the closing document. My name is Henry Jaram. I have been here with me at the Butler. And not forgetting the technical department as well. Yes. So join us Friday for another edition. Bye-bye from our end.
I give love to those who give it love.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or ride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference. Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference. Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine,